Patrick here, here with a pop-up. Uh, Hopefully everybody's doing well. It is a cold and wet day here in southeastern Michigan, and uh, yeah, it's different. It's the leaves are falling. It looks like it's going to be a fall day. Okay. So I thought I'd go ahead and do something I haven't done in a while, and I've heard a couple of people mention it in their streams that they commented on it. And then I saw a couple of channels that I decided I wanted to help. I wanted to push a little bit. So I thought I'd make this into a talking one, and we talk a little bit. What I really want to do is I really like to go over there because I just found this out, or maybe I heard about it. It just didn't stick with me, but it stuck with me now because I was over there and hanging out with them, with Jen and Marty, and they were talking about dead heat, and I noticed that Jen was talking. She showed her pitch. Marty showed her picture up on her channel, and her channel was 86 people. And I'm, going like, no, no, she has a lot more than that. But it looks like she had her channel lost through someone hacking it. So what I like to do is to find her channel, which I just did, and I like to go ahead and see if we can help her get, well, right now she's at 95, so that's really good. But you know how we do it here. We like to do a BIG. So what I'm going to be doing is pushing two channels. Hey, Trenchy's here. Wow. Trenchy, you want to come on up? Since this is actually sort of concerning you, if you want to come on up and hang out, because I'm going to be talking about Jen's channel for a little bit, and also going to be talking about my new friends, the Newly Deads. I want to talk about them as well. Um, they were recently on Eight Questions with, and they have a great channel. Of course, they do dollar. They do their version of Dollar Theater, which I absolutely am. I'm loving. So I definitely think that their channel could be. Yeah. All right. Hold on. I'm bringing you the link, brother. Let's see. Hey, Dominic. Hey, Mr. Dan. Uh, all right. If any of you guys want to come up, Mr. Dan, you want to come up? Trent, you can come up, and Dominic, man, if you want to come up as well. I was actually hoping you would have showed up yesterday. Yesterday was a great show, and I was thinking about you. I was thinking, man, Dominic should have been here for this one. All about behind the camera work. So, but yeah, if you guys all want to come up, because we're going to be talking about the Newly Deads, Mr. Dan. Uh, I want to try to help push them up, and then of course Jen. We want to get Jen up and running too. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that link there for like a couple of minutes. So if you guys want to come on up, just hit that, and so I can get rid of it. I'm a little paranoid leaving it hanging, leaving it floating like that. But come on up, and yeah, we'll do a channel push. You guys each have a channel you guys want to push. Oh, Mr. Dan came down with a cold. Uh-oh. Hanging out in the wilderness, have we? I do think there's a Bigfoot story behind here. I think so. Uh, uh, yeah, I just want to. I'm going to go ahead and talk about Joel and Laura and push their channel a little bit, but I definitely want to push Jen's too because I did not know about what happened to her, and she had quite a following, and so you know how it is rebuilding. It's a pain in the ass. It takes forever to build up. So when you have to start all over again, it's really, really encouraging to have the community come out and force to get you back up, give you a good push up. So we're willing to do that here. Um, all right. So what I want to do is I'm gonna bring up the Newly Dead's channel. And guys, tell me some suggestions too. I mean, if you know a worthy channel that's needs a little push, needs a little love. Somebody under 200, 200 and below that you think really needs a push. You come on, you can just drop it in there, and yeah. All right. Let's see. Yeah, we can get these guys up a little bit. Definitely, definitely. All right. I'm taking that nobody wants to come up. I thought Trenchy wanted to, but Trenchy, let me know. Make sure I'm not frozen. Okay, I'm not frozen. Okay, Trenchy, when you're ready to come up, when you're ready, just let me know and I'll resend the link. I just don't like hanging. I don't like it hanging out there. But when you're ready to come on up, let me know. All right. So I guess the first thing will be is to basically say that tonight's show has been postponed. Our guest is on location, and he's actually being transported to their new location. They're filming down in Texas, and so um, that's a 12-hour ride. So he will not be making it today. I told him that I don't know if he's ever driven across Texas before, but man, if you're a passenger, it's interesting. As a driver, it can be really monotonous, and you have to be really sharp because it's so flat and barren, and you could drift off real easy. Um, I've always had respect for bus drivers who have to make that trip. It takes over a day to cross Texas. Um, safely. I mean, you could drive it in all 24 hours. I'm not even sure about that. Yeah, maybe. But I'm thinking about the buses, and they've driven it all. Yeah, it take more than a day. Um, but yeah, he's on a new location, and so that's what they're doing. So tonight's show will not happen. But we'll come up with something. Um, I'll think of something. Might do a watch party. Uh, I've been wanting to watch. We might do a watch party for City of Honor, which is just an hour long pilot episode of a TV series. We talked to film editor and cinematographer Darren Davidson yesterday, and she this is her passion project. And I watched it before. I watched it on Tubi, and it has a lot of heart. It's a fun show. It's a fun show. Uh, Good old fashioned 70s, 80s type vibe, cop feel vibe. Um, the real fun dialogue. You know, you got villains to hiss and heroes to cheer for. Um, so might do that. Trying to figure it out. Tomorrow we're still hoping that we're on for tomorrow with Annabella Schneibel and Mary Patel Gallagher. Of course, with Meta being totally, you know, totally screwed. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Right now, I'm currently sharing my brother doesn't do social media, but he has a Facebook page. He doesn't do social media, so I'm borrowing his. Um, and so, of course, that's really weird for people to all of a sudden get a message from somebody they don't know, and so I have to hope to hell that they read it, instead of just deleting it, because that could happen. I'll know by the end of the day if I'm going to have shows tomorrow. Um, yeah, I might just postpone it. Might postpone tomorrow. And I was going to be off in November anyway, so that might work out really well. I am on TikTok. I was actually on TikTok before all this happened, so thank heaven for that. So I have a tiny foothold there, and one booking. I did get a guest for December, so that will be my first TikTok interview. Um, so I got one, and then hopefully a couple more will confirm as well. But I'm not really going to book December until middle of November, and I'm still not exactly sure about how you let people know. Like, I know you can put links up on your main page, but I'm not sure if you could put links in private messages. I'm not sure about that. Um, so I'm not doing that until I find out. Um, so I'm a little leery to make any move like that. Um, oh, okay. Trenchy made it. Trenchy.
Oh,
Ah, I hear him. You there? Oh, he got kicked off. Oh man, come on. Trenchy's in the United States, I believe. I believe he's in the United States. Um, I do hope that we do have our shows tomorrow. I'm hoping that the both actresses, one's a filmmaker, one's an actress. I both hope they both ping tomorrow. Uh, Annabella Schneibel will be here, scheduled to be here, and she was actually going to be our first filmmaker that we've talked to from Hungary. So I really, really want that interview because I really like the idea of this being such an international show. It is pretty fun when you go to guests and you sit there and okay, let's hope for Trenchy can make it.
hello?
All right, Trenchy.
Oh, now it's working. I couldn't hear you the first time.
Yeah, you sounded like you were underwater.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I gotta keep refreshing till it works.
Uh, well, you are in the United States, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Because the way that happened, I was like, I don't think I've ever asked him where he's from. Um, and, if you're from Europe or from Los Angeles, sometimes we have technical problems. But yeah, glad you came by. Um, So I was just muttering about tomorrow. Hopefully, hopefully we'll have our show scheduled. Hopefully they'll be on tomorrow. But I just wanted to come up here a little bit and talk about a couple of channels. One you're very close to,
Hmm.
Jen from Jen's Reviews from the Grave. I did not know what happened to her until I was hanging out with you guys or hanging out with them on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, it's sad what happened because I guess she got hacked, and I remember when I was told about it, I go over there, and it was like, yeah, it was like a bunch of video game like hacks. They were trying to hack more people,
Wow.
something like that.
Did YouTube end up just removing her whole page?
Yeah, I think it was wiped.
Yeah, that just
I
sucks.
think Marty was able to save some of the videos,
Okay. That's just,
but
yeah, that just blows chow. That just blows chow because she had a lot of people. I think she had, I think she was over 1,000.
yeah,
Yeah, she was, yeah, her and Marty both. I mean, I remember, uh, hey, Mike, how are you? Our good friend Mike Sahara back in action after taking a weekend off. So we are supporting two channels, Mike. The channel right above you is Jen from Jen's Reviews from the Grave. And then the other one we're going to be pushing today is going to be our good friends, which I think actually, I think you were there for when they were here. And that is Joel and Laura from the Newly Deads. So I'm not sure if you sub to them or not, but if not, well, now's your chance. Putting that down here.
yeah.
Have
I
you
haven't
both?
heard of them. I'll have to
Oh
check
my
out
God.
the channel.
You know what? You're going to do that right now because I'm putting the link up right now in the chat. So there you go. So yeah, these are two right now. I would definitely want to. I definitely like to get Jen up to at least past 100. That would be cool. See if we can get the Newly Deads up to about 275. They're at 265 now. You know how we do it here. We like to do a BIG. This means we like to stay on here up a little bit until we get our goal. So our goal is to get 5 for Jen, and well, actually, we'd like to get 10 for Jen, 10 for the Newly Deads. Um, I mean, there is one good thing about when you start over on a channel, and it sort of sucks this way, but everybody pretty much you meet, you know damn well they haven't subbed to her channel because she's just rebuilding it. So when you sit there and
Yeah.
say, "Hey, can you go over there and sub?" They're gonna get that sub because you haven't subbed yet. They only have 95. Jen only has 95, and I'm thinking about our community. There's probably at least I think our community probably our active community is probably between 150 to 200 people. You know how that goes when you drop a pebble in the middle of a pond, it ripples out, and
Hmm.
that's really what you hope for. What have you been up to, Trent? You haven't seen you for a minute. I know that Marty and Jan were missing you on the show last Sunday. They were talking about Dead Heat. Everything all right?
Oh. Oh yeah, I come and go. I'm not as like active on YouTube as I used to be. I come and go, and yeah, that's like that. They usually they're Trash Fire. They like to do those as solos, a couple thing. So yeah, I wasn't
Okay,
even supposed to be on that one.
okay. They're probably
But
hoping you would
usually
show up.
when they hit me up and I'm free, I head over there.
Yeah, that was an interesting show. They were talking about Dead Heat, and I was thinking, man, I haven't heard that name in forever. I know it starred Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo, but that's all I remember from it. I think they're supposed to be Joe Piscopo or one of the two is supposed to be dead.
Yeah,
And
I haven't seen it.
you know what? I don't think I've seen it either. Because I'm thinking about Joe Piscopo, and I don't think I've ever seen the only Joe Piscopo movie I remember seeing is Sidekicks. Um, and of course, he went on a Saturday Night Live. Him and Eddie Murphy, they were the two best things about that when they were both on together. But yeah, Joe Piscopo was interesting because I was just, seeing this. No one, I couldn't tell you anything he's done other than those two movies, Sidekicks and Dead Heat. I couldn't tell you a single damn thing what he's done since then. Um, I know he went to the gym and he became he became a health nut. Um,
Oh,
yeah, oh my gosh, have you seen Sidekicks?
is that the Chuck Norris movie?
Yeah,
A long
yeah.
time ago. I do like that one.
Yeah, if you go back there to the fight between him and Chuck Norris, he takes off his shirt and he flexes, and you can see that the hundreds of hours in the gym he spent because he's ripped. Joe is actually ripped. And yeah, it's like Saturday Night Live. He was just a comedic guy. This,
Right.
beer and cigarettes and jokes. But it seems like once he left the show, he fell in love with the gym, and he just went in there and got, like I said, man, he got yacked, and he's like got guns, and it's like, damn, Joe. Um, but I don't know if anything translated into movies for him. Like I
Hmm.
said, I don't know what he's done. I guess I could look at IMDb, but I don't know. I just never did. I never thought about it. But then Marty and Jen were talking about Dead Heat, and of course that brings up Treat Williams. Now that's a name we all know. And
Yeah, Deep Rising is where I
oh,
mainly know that guy from.
Deep Rising, The Substitute, Everwood. Uh, of course, I think his big claim to fame was I want to say he was in Hair. But yeah, he just anything he popped up in, it was really good. You know, it was going to be a good show. Um, but of course, he was tragically killed in a motorcycle accident about a year ago. So
I heard he died. I didn't know it was like a motorcycle accident.
yeah, 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 he got killed in a
Damn.
motorcycle accident. Yeah, some car pulled out in front of him like last minute, and he was wearing a helmet, but he just hit the car at such a high rate of speed, he just got ragdolled. So
Oh shit.
morning, morning, Cheryl. Our good friend Cheryl is
Oh,
here. Uh, uh, thanks for coming, and thanks for coming by, and thank you so much for your comment about the Columbo episode. That was encouraging to hear. I was really hoping that I would hear some feedback on that. I'm going to do it. Because we're always looking for something new. I'm looking for something new for the channel. So I thought I'd go ahead and talk a little TV since I
oh,
don't.
nice.
Yeah, I haven't done it. I haven't done it. You remember Ethel?
Oh yeah, of course. Ethel's one. I still talk to Ethel. Ethel's a good friend of
Yeah,
mine.
yeah. She did TV reviews back in the day.
Hmm.
I couldn't believe what I walked into her channel one night, and she was the show was about Airwolf. I
Hmm.
was, I was like, all right, you got my attention.
Yeah, I
Um,
was on that one and I hadn't even seen it. I'm like, I don't know if you want me on I haven't seen the show. And she's like, just come on and say things. So I'm like, okay,
yeah.
just say stuff. Okay, I'll react to what you're saying.
Well, thank you again, Cheryl. That was I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do Sunday. I have an idea. I have an idea. But I won't spring it on anybody until Sunday afternoon. So I'm learning how to use the record, pre-record
Hmm.
for StreamYard. So I'm learning how to use that. So I'm going to be doing that for the new TV series. Um, I'm not going to do a show unless it's a single season show. I won't do that, and like I won't go through that. I know some people do whole series, but man, there's someone out there going like, I'm going to do the X Files. Oh my lord! You do know how many episodes there are, right? There's like
Hmm.
200, like 200, and it's like you're going to do every single episode. I mean, I love the dedication, but I'm not really sure how many people are going to stick for it for the entire 210 episode run. I, so what I decided to do was to just go through uh, uh, various different shows and just do an episode.
Yeah, this you know what you could do? You could do like your top 5 favorite episodes, or just not even favorite, just episodes that stick out to you. You know what I mean?
That's a really great idea. I like that. I
Like
like that a
5
lot.
or 10 or whatever number you want to do. Like it doesn't have to be a lot.
That's
Even
a good idea.
4.
I'm thinking about for that. I would love to, find a co-host for this. Um, you watch the show, then you come back there and you talk about it. Now I know I could probably get Cheryl to do that, but Canada is it's pain in the ass. I try to
Hmm.
do a watch party, and and Cheryl comes over to watch it and to support, and then all of a sudden Canada's like, yeah, you can't watch that.
Oh,
It's like,
shit.
dude, it's like it's a little bit, yeah, a little bit. They're not growing in as fast after I normally shave. Yeah, they're not coming in quite as fast. I think it's a sign of getting old. So it's like, because before you shave and like 3 days later you look like the Wolfman again. Um, but yeah, that 5 episode thing that actually might work out pretty cool. Once I get it established. But yeah,
This
I guess
just a
can't. I guess
suggestion.
no. I like it. I just wish that. Our Canadian friends could see a lot of the stuff that we have. Like
Hmm.
you know, and yeah, I look for different. Okay, yeah, yeah, we definitely could because we would be recording. We would not be live, so that would make it a lot easier, I think, for this type of show. You could record it at 11 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's just recorded, and then you could just put it in wherever you might need to. I was thinking about putting it on Sunday afternoon.
And what
Um,
you could do is once you're done editing and stuff, you could premiere it like it's a live show, premiere
yeah,
it. And then you can
I
be in the chat, or even if you don't in the chat, people can chat to each other, while they're watching it.
yeah, I did that. I recorded it and then I premiered it, and yeah, it got off to a slow start. Because people really don't know it. But I think it seems to be growing a little bit. It's like, okay, started off slow, then creaking along. Um, it's that's the thing though. You got to try to get a few episodes underneath your belt, and hopefully people will find it. Um, and I am going to try to work with the editing. See if I can do that. In fact, I'm going to go edit. I'm going to edit my picture that I have for it now. When I was looking at, there's a channel dedicated to Columbo, and what the young lady did was she put the picture up with the title in the picture. She froze that and she used it for hers. And I thought, that's actually a really good idea because I just posted a picture of Columbo and the main villain, and I'm going like, I mean, the title's there, but I'm
Hmm.
thinking as far as the thumbnail goes, it might behoove me to do the same thing. Her channel is fantastic. I didn't know about that until I was just curious. Let's see. Cheryl says, "I think it'll be great, Patrick. A lot of baby boomers would tune in." I hope so because I would be actually doing a lot of older shows.
Hmm.
Since I don't have streaming and I don't have TV now. Um, so there's nothing new that I could really watch or pull. Like I can't do the White Orchid or anything like that, or The Best of Us or Least of Us, The Last of Us, whatever that one with the ghoul in it. Like, I don't have access to that.
Oh, Fallout.
Fallout. That's an interesting show. Um, but I found this brand new site that suddenly popped up, and it's a wholesale place, and I was a little leery of it because most of the time I do my shopping at Hamilton Book. I know what I'm
Hmm.
getting there. Um, but this place came up there, and they're wholesaling complete series, um, and some single series, some single seasons. But they're hey, there's Jamie Hart. I wonder if we can talk her into coming up and talking about Scarefest. What do you think?
That
Think
deal.
think Jamie
Probably.
would think Jamie would like to come up and talk about Scarefest? That would be cool. I would like that. I don't know if she could do it. She would do it or not. Oh, thank you so much. All right. Um, I'm gonna send you something back too, Jamie. Rest assured. It's not gonna be just a one way transaction. I'm sending you something. I don't know what yet, but it'll be fun. That's you know. Uh, yeah, I like. Yeah, I'm gonna do some of the older series because I got a ton of them, Trenchy, at the library.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
and Jamie actually sent me uh, because some of you guys may know or may not know who my favorite actress is right now. It's in case you know, I mean, in case you guys don't know, it's Haley Bennett. I know, shocker, right? So I absolutely love Haley Bennett's her work, and Jamie has one of her first movies, The Haunting of Molly Hartley, and
Oh,
uh, oh,
I
Jamie has
I've seen that.
have you? Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but because I'm trying to collect her filmography. So I have like 12 of her movies so far.
Hmm.
I think she's done 36, so I got like a third of them. Um, but I know you have fun though, Jamie.
Yeah,
Um,
I have to rewatch that one. I wasn't a big fan of it when I first saw it, but I do want to give that one like another chance because it has been a while, and I was like
yeah,
younger when I watched it.
I want to see it because like I came across her late. Um, I came across her when I watched Swallow. I heard about that movie, and I was really interested in it, and so I went and got it, and I was just blown away by her performance, and that was the first movie I've seen that I consciously have seen her in, and later on, if I remember that I saw her also in The Equalizer. She played the girl's friend who got killed by the Russian mobsters, and
Well,
I remember. Then after that, I'm like, okay, well, what else has she done? And then I looked and I saw, and I was like, okay, I had the Magnificent Seven, and what else do I have? And then that was it. But so I started looking. Um, Katie girl, she sent me Cyrano. That was very cool of her. She sent me Cyrano. I found several others at the library. I found music and lyrics until um, And then I got The Hole. I got that from Hamilton Book. So I mean, I'm fighting them. I'm fighting them. You know, the girl from the train I found from the and thank you for your service. I found it at my old bookstore. Let's see. See, Jamie says, hey, Mr. Dan, spooky season has been great. I've got a lot of signatures at Scarefest. Very exciting. Wow, that's fun. Yes, you do, Mr. Dan. You do need to hit a convention. Hell yeah. Hey, Matthew, how are you? How are you? Glad you guys are here. Glad you guys are here. Yeah, I was wondering if I know that Mike from Mike Movies and Beyond. I know he went to Scarefest as well. Did you get to meet Mike, Jamie? Did you get to meet Michael from Movies and Beyond, or any other of our YouTuber community? Oh, you got to meet Marcus. I shot him 6 times. Nice, and Destin as well. Nice. That's so much fun. that is so much fun to meet somebody like that. Let's see. He didn't see Mike, but he did meet Eric. I'm not sure what channel Eric is on, or do I? Oh, is that Eric? I think it's Eric is his running partner. Okay. Man, that's cool. That's cool. I think that's honestly, yes, the bit of entertainment. Okay. I think that actually would actually be more fun meeting a YouTuber than a celebrity, because you talk to us every day. That would be very exciting. And how about you? What's the last time you went to a convention, Trenchy?
I don't think I've ever been to one.
I've been to a handful. I went the first time I went was that was a long time ago. Gosh, I want to say it was like 89, maybe 87, 88. And Fangoria did their first convention in San Jose, and was in a hotel across the street from where I lived at, and it was very, very small, very small. It's like a ballroom and like 4 vendor rooms. It was tiny, and the only person I remember seeing there too, Anthony Tapone, who was the editor of Fangoria at the time, and Denise Crosby.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. Jamie says saw the real Annabelle doll. The Warren Museum exhibit was amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think some comedian bought the museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard of it. I don't know his name, but I know that he supposedly bought the whole kit and caboodle for over $1 million, I think.
I forget his name, but I know what you're talking about. It was some comedian. I forget who it is, but yeah, no, we're on the right track.
Yeah, I think, and I read that was what he was going to do. He was going to go ahead and put the exhibit on tour to different conventions. So that would be cool, though. Did you get creeped out by the doll? Now what I understand is this: the Annabelle doll itself, that's not the doll that was it's the doll from the movie, but it's not the real doll that the Warrens encountered. The real doll was Raggedy Ann and Andy. Now that's a mind blower. That actually, tell you the honest to God truth, that actually creeped me out more than the Annabelle doll, because I grew up with Raggedy Ann and Andy, and my my little brother and my sister, they each had one. And then you think about that, it's like, man, that is creepier than hell. But I didn't know that until I talked to until I talked to a paranormal, uh, and they said that that's what it was. It was the Raggedy Ann and Andy doll that was the real that was possessed. Wow! But the Annabelle doll is a cool idea, though. I mean, I mean, they did a great job in establishing it being super creepy because it does look
Hmm.
super. Um, yeah, I don't think you find anybody trying to steal that doll either.
No.
No, no. Um, let's see. Oh, okay. See, oh, okay. It is a Raggedy Ann. Okay. So I wasn't creeped out by Annabelle. She's an adorable Raggedy Ann doll. What I was creeped out was by this voodoo doll that if you take a picture and write a person's name on its back, it curses them. Oh. So who did you who what names did you write on your oh, I know who Jamie put on hers. I know you did that too, Jamie, and I know exactly whose name you put on there. That's an easy one. That's easy. Like whose name would you put on there? Well, I don't know about anybody else. I only know one person that I know for damn sure. I know exactly who they put on the back of the card. I know that. Yeah, that you got me. That's exactly right. And of course, anybody who knows me knows who I'd be putting the name on. That would be that's a no-brainer too. Um, um, so I'll tell you guys this story here. I don't know if I don't think I've ever told this story before, but so I saw that this on another channel they were talking about this chess teacher named Daniel something or another, and he was just a young kid. It sounds like he checkmated himself if you know what I'm saying.
Oh
Um,
shit. Okay.
yeah. Only 29 years old, and all of a sudden, anytime you hear in a report that they unexpectedly passed, it's always like, yeah, that's just a word for checkmate. Um, so I was thinking about the chess, I'm going like, yeah, you're talking about how much chess they're playing, and he coached this YouTuber who was writing this video, who's doing this video. He coached him into playing when he played another YouTuber, and each of them had a coach. And Daniel was his tuber's coach, and I was stunned because I'm sitting there watching him like do one of the easiest checkmates ever. It wasn't fool's mate. I think it was like 6 moves, if I think,
Mm.
but it's a surefire checkmate, and he did it on this other YouTuber who supposedly had a grandmaster tutoring him. Yeah, I think he was just taking your money and running. I was thinking about that because I used to play a lot of chess when I was younger, a lot of chess, and I used to play tournaments and stuff like that, and it was a
Oh,
lot of
nice.
fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Never won a tournament as far as the individual goes. I was part of a team tournament win, but
Mm.
I just love playing. Um, and started playing when I was in elementary school, and then I was in junior high. We had a chess club, and we played tournaments. And there was this older man that came and played, and his name was John Watson, and he was a math teacher at Ontario High School, and I was going at Ramona down in Chino, but my family moved to Ontario for next year. So I was I didn't know that John had done on was in Ontario. I just know that he was just a chess teacher. But then he saw me walking on campus, and I was just a freshman, of course, and he says, "Hey, I want to start a chess club. Would you be down for doing that? Would you help me out?" And I'm going like, I'm not that strong of a player. I mean, chess club, those are dedicated players. Because well, I
Mhm.
seen you play. I seen you play. You got you don't you got you're a good player. Okay, so I helped him get this chess club started, and so I did chess. I did chess for 3 years, and I had a lot of fun with it. We didn't get it up and running until my sophomore year. So I did 3 years, and it was a lot of fun. And Mr. Watson was I had him in math class, and he was a good teacher and whatnot. So great guy. I saw him try to break up a fight between two football players. That was that was crazy. Uh, and he was just a really nice guy. He went in there. He had no chance at all, but he was trying. He got his glasses knocked off. Another person picked him up before they got broken. Just a
Oh,
really,
that's good.
really, yeah, just all around, just a really nice teacher, good teacher, and so graduate, move on. So I'm sitting in San Jose. I'm working. I'm working in uh, 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 see. No, actually, I was here. I was here. I was here in Michigan, and I don't know what it was. I think it was just beginning. It was beginning of of groups of Facebook for me anyway, and one of the groups was my high school and you go in there and talk to other alumni and what have you, and then someone says, "Hey, did you hear about Mr. Watson?" And I'm going like, "No." He says, "Oh, dude, check this out." So I sent a link. So Mr. Watson is about as innocent looking as you could get. He's a roly-poly guy, glasses, academia, teacher. And they sent me the link to the newspaper report, and he's on trial for first-degree murder.
Oh,
Uh, First-degree murder. They said that he shot his wife and cut her up and buried her out in the desert in Las Vegas.
Jesus. Oh shit.
So, so
Damn.
I finished reading this. I'm reading the newspaper report, and I'm like, that's not the. So I start go down that rabbit hole, and it's him, and
Mhm.
yeah, he killed his wife. They did it. He did it. They had the evidence, and they never found the body, but they found enough at the crime scene to establish that he had done it. Plus his
Mhm.
behavior also. Even his kids were going like, yeah, he's sort of sketchy. Um, and so they found him guilty, and he ended up on death row. He's on death row even as we speak. He's on death row in California. I was just like
Damn.
then I started seeing all these they have all these true crimes programs. I guess he's a regular. I guess his story is a regular one. They all every like a lot of these episodes or a lot of these series, they will go ahead and they'll bring up the case of John Watson, killing his wife, and where did she go? And what do you mean, where did she go? You know, she went into the stand.
He he got rid of her
Yeah,
somewhere. Like,
I'm just like, I mean, yeah, it was beyond bizarre. I'm just like, wow, that is wow. No way at all. I have to emphasize this. Never once in the 3 years that I knew the man, even when he was trying to break up that fight and he had his glasses knocked off of him, never once iota did I ever hear him ever raise his voice. Not once.
mhm.
Not when not when not not with in a class, not playing chess, not playing, and believe me, people yell chess. Not in chess, not anything. I mean, if you put up 100 people on a row and said pick the killer, he would be the last person you picked.
Mhm.
Not the first, not the 50th, but the last. Because there's just no way you look at him and like, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I was just thinking about that story after I read about that poor kid, that poor chess player. I'm thinking, well, Yeah. It's the
Yeah.
quiet. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
it it's always like crazy when you know somebody who's done this stuff or ends up doing this stuff, and then you always try to think back and be like, okay, can I is there any sign, was there any way I could tell, you know what I mean? But sometimes you just don't know, especially if it's like a teacher. You're not going to be around that guy all the time.
No, no. Um, Man, in high school, I mean, we had a busy 4 years at high school.
Hmm.
One of my friends, very nice young man. I mean, he was very cool dude. He was a state level wrestler. He was very popular and I mean he was but he went out with another popular girl, and they were like a sweetheart couple on high school. You know how that goes. And
Hmm.
but during their senior year, his girlfriend broke up with him, and he just had no skills to cope with it. And and he was her and him were in the car. He was trying to get back with her, and she was like, I'm moving on. And right there in our parking lot at high school, he checkmated himself.
Oh
Um,
shit.
yeah, that was yeah. I still think about that one a lot, actually. Um, I was we no one saw that coming. Nobody saw that
Mm,
coming. It just
you
proves that
never
he
do.
was. No, it's like, wow, like he had it all together. His future was so bright. He was going to get a scholarship to a college to wrestle. I mean, he had everything on the
Hmm.
table, but he just didn't. He couldn't handle losing. He couldn't handle losing his girlfriend. I mean, it's love hurts, right? Love, and yeah, I was, everybody was just like just shocked, and looking back at it, the only good thing I could actually say about it was he didn't do it to her either. And we were all we talked.
Hmm.
That's actually we talked all of us on campus. That was actually the one thing we kept on commenting about was at least he didn't do, at least he didn't take her with him. And so,
Yeah. Did he do it in front of her?
yes, in the
Oh
car, the
shit.
front seat of a car. He's sitting there telling her, "I want you to come back with me," and he just pulled it out there and says, "Well, if I can't have you, then life's not worth living," basically, and he shot himself. Just heartbreaking. Hey,
Hmm.
Luke Ponto in the house. Very very
Oh,
active
Luke.
YouTuber. Yeah, let's drop some links here because I know Luke probably needs to hook up with these folks because let them know that let people know that Luke is in the house. So we're promoting two channels in between really weird stories. So this is our good friends Joel and Laura from the Newly Deads, and then of course Jen from Jen Reviews for the Grave. So I'm not sure if you knew about this, Luke, or not, but um, her channel got hacked. So we're trying to show them a little love. So here is Jen's brand new channel right here. And if you want to go over there and throw some if you want to throw some love, and Luke's channel, I'm a member of Luke's channel. Hell yeah. They always got something going on.
Yeah,
Um
Luke's cool. I know
Luke,
Luke.
yeah, Luke is really cool. He's always got something going on this channel. Some cool live streams. I popped up in there more than a few times. Um, but yeah, drop on by and send them a sub. Now, have you guys, because you guys, I'm not sure if you saw this or not. I should drop this in here too, since gotta do a tiny bit of self promotion, right? Just a little bit. Let's see, a little bit. Uh, okay. Let me. Okay, yeah, here we go. So the Newly Dads were on 8 Questions with, and fun show, fun show. Here's my interview. All right. Oh yeah. Did you know about what happened to Jen, Jamie? I didn't know till last Sunday. I felt like a fool. I had no idea. I don't think I ever heard it. Uh, and
It
a
was
lot of
very low key. I mean, Marty shared it out, but like, yeah, I heard about it. I'm pretty sure from Ethel. I think I said Marty earlier, but it was actually Ethel who told me. Messed up the timeline.
okay. Yeah. Is she still doing YouTube, or did she retire?
Ethel,
Yeah.
she'll go on other people's stuff, but she's pretty much done with her own channel.
Okay.
She might come back in the future because you never know with people, but for now she's done.
Yeah, I'm taking my annual break in November. So
Mm,
I'm not doing any live streams other than oh, thank you both. Thank you so much. So yeah, Jamie and Cheryl. So Jen and Marty are great people.
mm-hmm,
And Jen got her channel hacked, and I do believe she was well over 1,000 if I'm not mistaken. So she had to rebuild it. So she's back to less than 100, and so we're gonna go ahead. I didn't know until last Sunday. So I thought, well, you know what? I need to get out here and do this to see if we can get her going. So we got her up to
mm-hmm.
97. She's at 97. That's awesome. See what we got to the Newly Deads. I think we'll probably get them to 267, 268. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Um, that's cool as hell. And of course, if you go ahead and subbed up Luke Ponto, I would recommend that. And of course, Mr. Dan, and you know, basically feel free to share the love to on channels everywhere. Um, yeah, that's what we're gonna do here for a little bit. But I'm gonna go take a break for one quick second. I'm gonna turn this over to Trenchy. Trenchy
Oh shit.
was the master of the live stream. When live streaming first became a thing, Trenchy was emperor. Um, tell him why, Trenchy.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the emperor, but I appreciate that. I mean, um, I don't know if it was when live streaming first became a thing, but you know, I've done some pretty long streams. Some people would call it greatness. I'd probably call it mental illness, you know, maybe the same thing, but yeah. Yeah, I've done some streams. I've done quite a bit of streaming. Kind of slowed down on that. Kind of slowed down on YouTube in general. And I haven't held a chat by myself in a long time. This is gonna suck. Everybody's gonna leave now. Patrick's gonna be like, "You fucked it up." And I'm really like, "Yeah, I did. That's what I do. That's what I do. Is I mess stuff up." So I'll try to keep the chat going. I guess I don't know the Newly Deads. I'll try to check them out. I haven't really been doing YouTube as much, but I'll stop by and see what's up. But yeah, with Jen, yeah, it does suck what happened because she'd been going for like years. She'd been at it for a while and did like her and Velvet did so many videos that are just gone, and they put a lot of time and work into those, you know. So it sucks because, like I said, they've been going for years. Like I think even before, like, because I think I found them in like 2017, 18. Maybe I could be flubbing the numbers, but yeah, they've been and she's been going for a while, and some great. She not only is she a great person that should not have had that happen to her. That's a terrible thing, but also it's just that she put a lot of work into that channel as well, a lot of love, and she had a lot of memories with her and her daughter Velvet. They did a lot of stuff together. I'm pretty sure those were like the stuff they would probably want to go back and look on. And it sucks, but yeah, like she said, she's from the grave, and you can't kill what's already dead. Like, I don't know, I'm being a little over the top, but she's back, and she's gonna keep grinding. She's gonna, you know, she's taking her time, but so she did a really good top 10 list um of like underrated like indie horror movies. I've only seen one of them, but that Incident in a Ghostland, but that's a pretty damn good movie. Nobody talks about that one. Pretty good. Um, yeah, and I'm just rambling, just trying to fill the space. Yeah, but no, it does suck what happens. But like I said, she's gonna come back better than ever, and it's good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. If anybody can do it, Jen can do it.
Well,
So
with her
it's gonna
friends
be
here
good.
helping out, we'll get her back up there.
Yeah, my bad. I think I scared everybody away, so I'm just gonna keep rambling until he comes back, and hopefully I don't fuck it up.
No, shit. You are a living legend, Trenchy.
uh,
Um, when 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 people started live streaming, uh, there was a few van lifers that were there too, and they used to have a 24-hour stream, but they had different hosts. Whereas you would just get out there and just go. Uh, it's always
yeah,
entertaining when people when they first start live streaming, when they first discover it, you can always tell they're always new because their streams are 5 or 6 hours long. You go like, yeah, that's a new one. That's a new tuber and new streamer. And sure enough, and they don't. No one really told us how it worked too. All of a sudden we're on
no,
here and we're just talking. Now we know that for replay, if we're looking for a replay, it's best to try to keep it like about 90 minutes or so. Um, it's funny. It's weird. It's like an hour is too little. 2 hours is too much.
hmm
So I just figured, 90 minutes for 8 questions. That gives me 15 minutes to do this. And the guest gets 75 minutes. And it's worked out pretty well so far. Um, I really been really fortunate the last few shows. I've gotten some terrific shows out of this month. Um,
that's good.
yeah, that one yesterday was a lot of fun. So
Well,
knowledgeable. Um,
who do you
it,
have on?
I had on a I had on a young lady named Darren Davidson who
Mm.
co-owns Bold Media Films, and she's a film editor and a cinematographer. And man, she was just telling us all, she was just basically, revealing everything behind the curtain, and it was absolutely terrific. Uh, we also had Marilyn Adams come on.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's been a really good month. I'm hoping that I got 4 more scheduled. Um, man, I really I probably should just cancel them because of what happened with me and Facebook, which no control over. I have no control, um, which really frustrates me. But but I know I just take comfort in knowing that I'm I'm not the only one. Um, that's
Hmm.
not comforted by that, but I just know that at least I know that I didn't do. It wasn't me personally, individually that they were after. They were after a lot of people, and they just wiped us
Hmm.
all out. So, um, but I don't want to talk about that here. So what have you
Hmm.
been doing with yourself, Trenchy, now that you're not now that you put down the crown of that is YouTube? What have you been up to?
I still come on YouTube once in a while, but I just kind of doing my own thing. Like, I'll still watch some channels, but like I'm just not doing as much. I still put stuff up on my channel once in a while. Like, I do a streaming thing with my friends where we watch like movies and stuff, but that's.
Okay.
And I go on other people's channels. Like, I'm doing a show with Jen. I was doing it before her channel got hacked, but we're doing it again when she gets back up and running. So we'll do that again. So I'll be around, on some stuff, just not as much as I used to be. Kind of lost my spark, but I still do stuff once in a
I
while.
I think that happens for people. In fact, that's one of the reasons why because I was getting to that burned out phase too. I don't do this for money. I know a lot of people that's what
No.
they're driven by that. I'm not. I just do it just to do it. Uh, but I got burnt out too. You know, and, and so I started taking like a month off where I didn't do 8 questions with. The only thing I generally do because you got to keep something going, otherwise YouTube will think that you're inactive and they won't put your stuff in the algorithm. You won't get on, which I notice now
Mhm.
that my stuff is out there all the time now. I see my own stuff on my feed,
Oh,
and
nice.
I was like, I never used to see that. I would see all sorts of other channels, of course, but I never used to see any of mine. But now I see it all the time, so I know that I'm out there, and I don't really necessarily check my numbers per se, like who's getting what. But then I
Hmm.
found there's the YouTube, the YouTube Studio, and now I can actually keep track of some of these shows do. Um, but I still got to take a break. So I'll do the
Hmm.
ISD show. That's the one show for 2 hours every month. And then I'll do maybe I'll do a watch party because that takes no effort at all. That's just like you just sit up there and do commentary. That's nothing. But as far as putting
Hmm.
out content, dedicated content, like live shows, I take a month. I'm taking a month off. I'll do my regular reviews, but again, those are all recorded, and
Yeah.
so I saw this one art. I saw this one YouTuber. He posted a video. I have to go look at it. Uh, he said not to go public with content. I guess when you publish it, I think he's trying to sit there and say that premieres are better. Um, I don't understand that, so I have to go watch that. I think premieres. I don't know. I don't see any movement off of premieres. Do you
Uh,
when you post your stuff? Do you post it live or do you pre-record it?
um, well, I do some live, but Like, I've done both. I've done regular videos and live, and I usually set them for premieres just so I can be like, yeah, I'm gonna be asleep, but people can talk to each other in the chat if they want to. You know what I mean? Like, especially if they're long. Some of my reviews were like 45 minutes and
Right,
shit.
right. You know what, I did the first TV thoughts. That's a stupid title. So come up with a good idea, good title for a TV review. I'll give you full credit for it. Whoever can come up with something. I just don't know how to name. I did the 8 questions with was easy because I started that on my blog, and so I would just send 8 to 12 questions. That was easy. But I was just
Uh,
trying to think, what could I call this? You know, if all I'm going to be covering is TV, what could I cover? You know, what could I name it? And I put TV thoughts out there, but I don't know. I think it's sort of weak.
I mean, it's a start.
Yeah. Um, I like the show that I picked to start off with. Of course, you're just a whippersnapper, so I don't think you even heard about this show, but it was called Columbo, and
I've seen a little bit of Columbo.
so I know Cheryl and Jamie and Mr. Dan. I'm sure they know about Columbo. I don't think Luke does. Luke is pretty young. Uh,
I like Columbo. I thought he was a pretty cool. I got to see more of his episodes because I grew up catching this one episode on TV, and I don't know if I've seen the whole thing, but I remember the Columbo character, and then I ended up doing a show with Ethel about Columbo, and I watched a couple episodes, and I think I had maybe seen some other episodes, but I don't really remember them. But yeah, no, I like Columbo. I thought he was a cool idea. I really like the character.
that show was interesting. Came out in the
Hmm.
let's see, Cheryl says he says he might mean to upload it as private, then make it public uh, in 4 to 24 hours. YouTube. Oh, okay. So go ahead and record it as private, then make it public in four. So okay, yeah, because I do sometimes I'll do that for my for Dollar Theater. I'll put it up there, upcoming, but it is public. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that because I want to watch this video because I'm thinking, wow, he says, you know, this will really help you out if you do it this way. But I didn't get a chance to watch the video yet. Yeah, because I've had really minimum success as far as premieres go. I still put them
Yeah.
out as premieres. You know, I just like my library halls, I just throw out there. It's like when I upload it, I just throw it out there right away because it's like people will find it. Um, but my other stuff, you know, like deep dives. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't really get much traction out of that. But as far as Columbo goes, um, I got the first 5 seasons at the library, and so
Hmm.
I said, well, what you know, what's the cover? What can we cover? So I just grabbed the third season, and which I didn't know. This is really weird. So there's one particular episode that is the fans' favorite,
Mm.
and I didn't know this. I didn't know this till after I put my episode up. So I went ahead and I picked my episode. I reviewed it inside. I said I don't know how long this is going to take. It could take anywhere between 30 minutes to maybe an hour. I was thinking, you know, I'm thinking wow, an hour. That'd be a you know, as a solo host, that would be hard. Um, and but so I said, well, maybe 30. You know, maybe we'll go 30 minutes. So I went like 33
Mhm.
minutes. I go ahead and I post it up, and I'm curious and going like, okay, what else is out there? Is there anybody else doing Columbo? And yeah, yeah, there's this young lady, I don't know her name, but she has a Columbo channel, and it is the best on the tube. No doubt, it's the best. I mean, it is. She lives for the Columbo. Um, and she has viewer. I mean, her views, her videos get hundreds of thousands of views, and I'm going, wow, I I just posted one and I got like 30. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard sledding. Um, but since mine's not gonna be just solely dedicated to Columbo, so but I was watching her let's see, tube retro jam. Boob tube retro jam. Yeah, I like that. I actually like that a lot. Oh, that's not unfortunate. That's awesome. Have a great day with your son. And thank you for the subs. Yes, I will. We'll talk. I owe you a call. I definitely owe you a call. I'm horrible on the phone anymore. God Almighty, so many parts of me just. Ugh. Hey, there's our good friend James from the Friendly Men. They're up and running again. Thank God. So they're back in the game. James just had a great interview with the band Wintersong. I hope I'm always killing that band's name. Wintersong. Uh, this, let's see. We just shot our first black and white promo. That's okay. Wow. How do you do that? Wintersong. That's who they talk to. How did you film in black and white? Oh, how you did it? Okay. Oh, yes, the interview's on there. Yes. It's from Macabro Productions. You know, his tech must be getting really the professor's tech must be getting much better because he's been putting out a lot of videos and he really didn't put out a whole lot because his tech was not that great, but it must have got improved.
Yeah, I see a bunch of notifications from him. He's really going hard.
Yeah, he is. Did you see the one from Brother Max? You know who Brother Max is?
I don't know if I know that person.
Well, let's see. Very Frankenstein heavy. Yes, we're talking about that. We were talking about that yesterday during the interview about Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. We're having a great laugh about that. I actually have that movie in a collection, in an Abbott and Costello collection. I should actually review that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Should I do that? All right. Okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
So I have Dollar Theater. So this is what I'm doing for Dollar Theater. Before I was just trying to pick out something. I was picking out something. I'm going like, you know what? You need a schedule. You need a schedule. So what I've done is I picked out. I have 2 stacks. I have a 10 movie stack right here, and I just go on there and take the one off. And then here on my computer, I have a mini stack of 4. So whenever the one from the 10 goes, I take the one from the 4 and put it on the bottom of the 10. Then I get another one and put it on the bottom of the 4, and I just keep doing that. And that enables me to not, I don't have to worry about what I'm going to put on because it's here. I already have it. It's like here. The ones you'll be seeing shortly in a few weeks. I'll be reviewing Wapzilla, Wicked Little Things, Jet Li's Fearless, and A Bug's Life, and A Bug's Life, which is basically the Seven Samurai. That's a fantastic movie. Pixar. That's an amazing movie. I love that movie so much.
I grew up with that movie. Yeah. Bug's Life.
Bug's Life is great. So that's what I got, and then over here, let's see. and I record a little early too.
Mm-hmm.
So next week, so I noticed that like I got to $150 theater reviews, and I said, well, I'm going to break it off because 150, that's a lot for people to look at. And
Mm-hmm.
so I said, okay, I'm going to end it at 150, and then I'll just start volume 2. So volume 2 is up and running. So all these movies go into volume 2. And now even though I don't know what my channel was looked at as anymore, like, what is your channel? What is your channel about? Oh my God, I have no idea what my channel's about. Honest to hell, I don't.
You're a variety channel. I consider myself
That's,
a variety channel. Yeah.
yeah. I consider, like, I look at James's channel, and I consider that a interview music channel. Jamie,
Mm-hmm.
I consider it horror channel. Um, I would say horror. Um, uh, David Lynch. Everybody knows Jamie. Jamie's our resident expert on all things Lynchian, but she also does horror too. She can talk, she can hold down with anybody. Uh, Mr. Dan, I consider him a horror channel. Uh, his channels, but also martial arts and collectibles, because he collects Hot Wheels. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
collectible horror. So there's in Van Girl Cheryl's a van life channel. Very, very, very popular. Van life are very popular. Luke is a horror channel. Mike is so much fun. Did you see that? So when Mike first started out, I think that's what he did. He just reviewed really bad movies. Um, and Yes, I'm still sitting over here too. He came by about a year ago. He says, I'm working on this new project that I want you to be a part of. And
Mm.
you and Ryan, and I'm thinking, oh boy, he's gonna have us do something really bad. He's gonna have us watch a really bad movie. So I've been holding my breath for like over a year, waiting for him to come up there and say, okay, I know what are we doing? You're gonna watch The Hands of Manos. Oh hell no.
Oh, I watched that with Ethel.
How are you still alive after that?
I didn't hate it. I mean, I like Torgo. I mean, I'd seen way worse on Ethel's show. Like we watch some amazing things, and then I'm like, we watched some other shit. Like she had us watching Assignment Outer Space, and I'm like, this is terrible.
Yeah, I know that
That's
one.
why
I know that one.
it's like
Oh
I'm
my
like, oh
god.
my god.
Yeah, when people come out there and they say they come out there and say, yeah, Plan 9's the worst movie ever made. I just want to sit there
No,
and say, hold my coffee. I'll be right back.
I've seen both newer and older movies that are worse than Planet Nine, and I actually like Planet Nine for what it is.
I do too.
It's
I think
fine.
it's hilarious. I think the first 5 minutes with the amazing Cresswell, that is dope. You sit there and you sit there and you watch that guy, and then you hit replay because you're going like, did he act? What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, my color is all wobbling in. That's weird. It doesn't show it on my phone. Okay. Yeah, right. A variety channel. See, Dominic's here. I consider him a movie maker channel. And yeah, Mike's a variety channel too. He does interviews. He does reviews. Did
Yeah,
you
I've
ever see
seen
him?
Mike.
Did you ever see? If not, I'll have to send this to you. Did you ever see the one he did when they did that horrific Willy Wonka event in the UK?
I think I did catch that. I actually did see that one.
One of the best things ever on the tube. Cracked me up.
Hmm.
Made me laugh. Like that, I heard about that, and then he reviewed it and how he did it. It had me in tears. I was like, "Oh, I hope they bring this back next year so Mike can do this again." Um,
Hmm.
The thing is, though, they're not the only one that's done it. There's been people that have done it ever since then, including one in Detroit, where they did a oh gosh, what did they do? They did Bridgerton. That's what they did. Bridgerton. They had some sort of. It was just bottom of the bucket cheese. I mean, it was bad. It was Wonka bad, and they got covered in the local news. Um, all right, so I'll show you guys. You guys get a preview of this.
Well,
The movie I'm currently watching right now will come up in a couple of weeks, called Save the Date. And wait till you hear about the ties to that one. You get to be surprised. So coming up, I have Where the Crawfish Sing.
Mm.
And then we will be watching Breaking. This looks really, really good. This looks really good. And then I have a documentary called Saving Jaws. I thought this was, when I got this at the Family Video, and I got this, and I thought it was about, even though the cover was, look at the cover. I actually thought they were going to be talking about Saving Jaws, the one that they used in the movie. That's what I thought this was. So when I grabbed it, and then I realized they were talking about that girl who's recently made a lot of headlines. Like when I got this like 4 years ago, before I didn't even know who this person was. And this is a totally media driven thing, because her name is Ocean Ramsey. I mean, seriously. So that's what she calls herself, and she likes to swim with the sharks. Okay, so basically, she's probably looking to end up like Steve Irwin did, but she'll probably end up getting eaten. So this is the fish whisperer, the shark whisperer, I guess. But I got it, and so I said I'll go ahead and review it. Then I'm doing another Pixar movie, one I haven't seen before, and it's Monsters University. So I'm gonna watch Monsters University because I've never seen it, and then we're gonna pick out a monster from my Gamera collection. I've already reviewed 2 of the movies on here. I reviewed Destroy All Planets and Gamera the Invincible, but this time we're going to be doing Gamera versus Chaos, the Space Bat. So we're going to be covering that in this. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm like, hell yeah. So I got this compilation sent to me by Bones.
Nice.
Let's see. Then I'm doing my first Criterion review. I haven't reviewed a single Criterion yet in my collection, but I thought I'd go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and watch and review Anora.
I've heard that is good. I like the director of that movie.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. This came out on Criterion. It got released on Criterion first. I think their studio has since now released it to them, but I think for the first 6 months they had it out. Criterion controlled the distribution. So I got this at the library for 25 cents. Man, that's a deal. I just hope it's good.
Have you seen the Florida Project? Oh, my bad.
Oh, I had that. I heard it's really good.
Oh, I love that. That movie's a masterpiece to me. I love that one.
Yeah, we've been. Look at that! Just in time. See, let me go back here because we can't. I'm not sure if you didn't see it or not. But so upcoming on Dollar Theater, Mighty Casey. We're gonna be going back to Gamera. So I'm gonna be covering Gamera versus Chaos. I have to tell Mighty Casey. I have to tell Mighty Casey, since he's the master of all kaiju, him and Ben. Let's see. So Nora. Then I'll be covering Vixen because I like animation movies. And
this CW one, yeah.
Yeah. So what's really cool about this right here is the cast. This is set in the Arrowverse. This one right here.
Hmm.
This is set in the Arrowverse and has all the actors from the Arrowverse in it. So
Hmm.
yes, this is an extension of the Arrowverse. It's a great movie too. And then I'm revisiting Masters of Horror because I put out all the ones I put out. People seem to like it. So I reviewed in this one here, I reviewed Dear Woman and I reviewed The Fair Haired Child. So I've already
Mm.
reviewed 2 of the 6 on here. Man, Dear Woman is amazing. And I really like The Fair Haired Child too. They're both really, really good. And there's Gamma right there. Hell yeah. Apparently, there's supposed to be another Pacific Rim coming, starring Jared Leto. Man, that guy. I don't know. Is it him getting his old way, or is the public perception of him is just so obscured now that every time you hear his name, people just like, you don't want to be
I
that. I,
I think what it is he's just in like everything at this point where he doesn't need. He's Skeletor. He's gonna be Skeletor. Why? You know what I mean?
yeah, because he did Morbius, he did
Hmm.
Suicide Squad, he played the Joker. Part of those is, I look at that and going like, man, it's not entirely his fault. The Joker look, I mean, that's totally on whoever did that movie. I don't think Jared Leto came in there and says, "Yeah, man, let me put metal teeth in my mouth." I just can't see him doing that. Um, I see. He hadn't had a movie I've liked in a long time. For a minute, he was in hits, but not anymore. Yeah, that's really what it is, Casey. I mean, he just did another one. I think that didn't do shit. I just died out. I think he needs to stop looking at himself as a leading man and just start going for the character actor parts to save his career. He can't open a movie anymore. He just can't. You're not going to put him. You're not going to sell a studio on a movie if his name. We got Jared Leto as lead. I think you're going to hear a lot of yeah. Okay.
He
Yeah.
gets a lot of main villain roles, but like I don't feel like he's the right person for these roles, especially Skeletor. That's the big one where I'm like, oh, why did you even pick him? I don't. Maybe he'll do good, but I'm just like, I don't really see him as Skeletor.
Who do they pick for Evil Lynn?
I think they picked it's not Aubrey Plaza. Allison Brie. Allison Brie, I think they picked for Evelyn. I could be wrong, but I think they picked her, Allison Brie, from like Community.
She is way too cute to play that. They're gonna have to bury her in makeup. I mean, have you seen Allison? She's very cute. In fact, the movie I'm
Yeah.
watching now called Save the Date, she's in it. I've never seen her do anything where she's been, not even together. I saw the clips for together. She looks just as cute and adorable as ever. She's like Isla Fisher. I mean, you just can't see them playing roles like that. Oh,
Well, maybe she'll do good. I haven't really seen her stuff. Like, I haven't seen Community. I know about it. I know her mainly from Scream 4. She had a small role in that movie.
yeah.
Um,
She was super cute in Community. Oh my gosh, she's adorable. She's just yeah, she's adorable. I saw her in Sleeping with Other People that she did with Jason Sudeikis. That was the first time I ever
hmm.
saw her, and she's just so cute. And then I saw her in Community, and she's like, I yeah, I know she did The Rental, which is a horror movie. So but she's a victim. She's not the main villain. So uh, yeah, but Casey's right. Casey's dead right about that. Okay, I'm gonna let me throw this up and around while Casey's here. I'm not sure if you knew this or not, Casey, but our friend Jen, your friend and my friend Jen, she got her channel hacked, and so she had to start all over. And I'm not sure if you knew that or not. I didn't know that until last Sunday. So what we're doing is we're dropping Jen's channel here. So if you had subbed to it beforehand, um, you can go back and resub to it if you want to. Oh, okay. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Casey. Yeah, that really does suck. I just, I mean, like I said, I told Trenchy, I think the only good thing that came out of it is, as far as rebuilding her channel, is that she knows a hell of a lot of people, and they haven't heard about what happened. So we should be able to get some subs in to help her out. Let's see. Actually, I can do
Yeah.
something while I'm doing this. Let's see. That's one thing about a desktop. You can go ahead and do some things like switch an account while you're still talking on the main one. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and. Okay. I'm going to be number 99. All right. Do that. Then I can go over there to the Newly Deads and do that as well. Give me one more second here. Okay. I already did. Okay. And that will be it. And I can just dash back over. I have two accounts. I don't even know why I have two, but I do. So,
Oh, you're good.
all right. So Jen is at 99. So we'll get her one more. We'll get her one more. So I got Jen. Oh, there's me. There's Jen. Oh, why do I have the Newly Deads up twice? Okay. All right. Back to us. Yeah, that really does suck. But we'll go ahead and
Yeah.
we're pushing them, and we're pushing the Newly Dads and anybody else. But you can push your channel too. Anybody who has a wrench can push channels. Anybody who you think under 200 or below, who you feel really deserves a good push. Um, Feel free to drop links down. I'm doing the Newly Dads. You don't have to do that, but I hope that you will. I know they're closer to 300 than the 200, but I like them. So, yeah. Oh, the last two movies before I totally forget, that we're watching is Men Go to Battle. This will be my first Film Movement review. Film Movement is a terrific distributor. I've reviewed their films before. Powerful films, IFC class films. IFC class, really strong, real strong. And no, I didn't hear that. Hey, Eric, how are you? Matt, how are you? How the hell did that not do that? Wow, I didn't realize that. I better go fix that. Oh, okay. I don't. Okay, I'll have to figure that out. Eric, how are you, sir? Hopefully you're doing well.
Oh.
Yeah, Eric had Jewel Denial on a show recently.
Oh.
That was a retired adult film person, and she was a lot of fun. She was really charming. Yeah, man, that was a good interview. That was a good interview. She's sassy. And of course,
Mhm.
Matt is just returning from a sabbatical, I think. Him and Al both are on sabbaticals, so I think they're back. And yeah, glad you guys are here. What we're doing is we're promoting Jens from the Grave. She lost her channel recently, and so we're trying to promote her a little bit to get her at least to 100 subs. Um, so if you haven't resubbed to her, please do. Please consider doing so. We appreciate it. So we got her from 95 to 99. So we get her to, at least to one more, because everybody knows one thing about YouTube, right, Trenchy? You know this to be true. The first 100 is always the hardest. It
Mm-hmm.
really truly is the hardest. And I've been sub frozen like 3 or 4 different times where I haven't gotten subs forever. Um, or I would get like a sub, and then like I get 2 subs, and YouTube would take 2 off, back and forth for weeks. Um, but still, the hardest thing to do ever since I've been on YouTube is get to that first 100. That's a pain in the
Mm-hmm.
ass. Uh, so um, hopefully everybody will head on over to Jen's channel and show them a little love. Um, yes. Yes, Matt, it's good seeing you. I don't understand why. Yeah, there. Let's go. We gotta give our friend Matt a wrench. I didn't do that yet. I thought I did, but
Ah.
that's not good. Yeah. Now, has anybody had any trolls lately? I remember when we first all went on, and we always had a battle trolls or sex bots. I haven't seen a sex bot in years. I don't see them at all. Um, but I've been hearing people talk about people have been trolling, and I didn't know that was still a thing. I thought trolling had pretty much basically disappeared.
That's never gonna end.
Yeah, I guess I was just like, I mean, one of the nicest people. I mean, really nice people. Uh, was saying how she's been getting trolls on her program. And I was just really surprised by that because I'm like, man, I didn't think trolls were still around. Yeah, right,
Mm-hmm.
right, Casey. Um, says, yeah. So Casey says he hasn't seen a troll either. I haven't seen any. Uh, yes, thank you. I'm trying to reestablish my social media. I might be able to, oh boy. I hope not. I don't think they even know who I don't even think they know who Ava is.
Well,
Man, that would be terrible. But I'll look into that. Yeah, that could be because sometimes that's what they'll do. They'll attempt to get to you through somebody else that you know.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that before.
Or they'll
Uh,
just, they'll jump off of people onto other people.
Now
They're
I've
they're
seen that
like
with
you know, what's it called? They're like lice like that.
now I've seen this, Trenchy, on Facebook where someone will come by to your page, and they'll send you a friend request, and you'll look at it, and you'll see mutual friends, and you'll look at your page, and you look at the friends, and you can tell that they don't know who the hell they're subbing to. They're just doing it so when you see it, when they send you a sub, you'll see that, oh, that we have mutual friends, and then you accept it, and then then you got a pain in the ass. um
Mm-hmm.
Matt knows about Columbo. What? Really? Wow. I thought that would be I thought Columbo was I ooh okay. I did, Casey. My brother made an account for me, and this one's on me. So I made a new account, and off his, and so I said okay. So I started looking to add friends, and So what I did was I put 2 pictures up that I used on my other account. And, because I didn't think of as soon as I put it up, as soon as I put the 2 pictures up there, I thought about it and going like, I'm not really sure that's a good idea. But before I could do anything, they had already come by and said that I was impersonating somebody. So they shut that down.
Oh,
And before, so I know when I do get a new one, I'm not having any pictures. It truly will be just a promotion tool. I mean, it'll be just promoting. That's it. I'm not doing any groups or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know I don't know what, I'm not sure. Well, Facebook's it's warring now. Um, there's been several groups that between 10 to 20, 30,000 people that the groups have been wiped out on request by the Trump administration. They were groups that were dedicated to spotting ICE, and so they asked him to take those down. And even though the groups have been up for a long time, um, a long time. Uh, Meta went by there and said that they're violating their rules, and which they hadn't, because you would have got zapped a long time ago. But they did it on the behalf of the administration. There's been several thousands, hundreds of thousands of accounts that have been eliminated on Instagram, and on Facebook. And I do believe the common denominator is if you have spoken out against administration on any level. So that's what I think happened to me for the main account. For this one here, yeah, as soon as I put my 2 pictures up there, I realized that maybe I shouldn't have done that. I was going to put 2 new ones up, but I thought, oh boy. And then they said, no, you're impersonating somebody. And I'm like, who am I impersonating? You got rid of me. So who am I impersonating? Of course, it doesn't help that social media platforms do not have any human interaction.
no.
No, and I do believe that we're seeing the AI plants that are suddenly bringing up the data centers. That's going to be all what we're doing here. That's where this chat's being recorded. That's where it's going to go to. It's going to go into those data centers. There will be, once you put it on. Um, no, not streaming on Facebook. I used to, but then they said that they changed policy about that. So I know some people are actually doing streaming on TikTok from StreamYard, but I don't have that capability. I did do a watch along with JT on TikTok. It wasn't bad. It was actually pretty fun. Um, there wasn't any problems, and he was able to keep his stream. Um, and TikTok is a lot more, well, from what I understand, from what I've seen, it's a lot more. They're less copyright. Like over here on YouTube. I mean, everything could be copyright claimed. Just about everything. We talk about Columbo. I could get a claim on that because you're talking about Columbo. It could, so yeah, they're very, very anal here on YouTube in regards to that. But but TikTok seems to be a little bit more open-minded, but that's not going to last very much longer either, because TikTok basically got bought by a group of Republican billionaires. So I suspect that TikTok will be coming like X real soon. And I think people will be disappearing from that platform as well. Yeah, free speech is gone, kids. It really, truly is. It's gone as we know it. Matt, when did you find out about Columbo? Did they show episodes in the UK? Oh, this- speaking of that weirdness, Trenchy. So
Yeah.
Matt could tell us this too. So I interviewed this lady named Catherine Shannon, and she's a film festival judge and a filmmaker. And I asked her, I said, what is this I hear that you have to pay to watch regular TV? And she says, yeah, to watch, you have to pay a license, TV license.
Mhm.
If and that BBC has vans that can drive around city, and they can stop, they can go inside your house, and
Mhm.
if you're watching a different channel, but you haven't paid your BBC fee, you could get arrested.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. I didn't know it was that extreme, but I know that people would ask for your TV license.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like even if you don't have BBC, even if you sit there like me says, I'm not I'm not watching BBC. I'm streaming. I'm watching. If
Mhm.
they come by and they see that you haven't paid your TV license, but you're watching streaming, they literally can come in and arrest you. Isn't that
Mhm.
fucking bizarre?
It is dumb because even like say like, oh, over here if you don't pay for something, they'll just shut it off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you don't get arrested.
It is.
Like that's a bit extreme. That's
It really
very.
is. Yeah, I was like, when she told me that, I was like, "You're kidding me." He says, "No, no," because I had heard about I didn't know the details of. I just heard that if you have to pay a tax, a fee, and that supposedly they've been trying to get rid of it for years, but politicians the public wants it gone. The politicians are in the BBC with this powerful lobbying they don't want it to disappear.
No,
Um,
they want that money, and they might be making money off the prison labor as well,
Yep. Yep.
jail labor.
Ima- Imagine getting arrested for not paying your BBC TV tax. You go to jail. You go to prison. Okay, we're gonna send you to a prison. I'll show you. And then they put you in the prison. In the industrial shop. And what are you making? You're making like antennas to put on the BBC van.
Oh my God! Yeah. What are you in for? Oh, I stabbed somebody, or what are you in for? Or like I was robbing cars. What are you in for? I didn't pay for my television cable, and now I'm here. It's like what the fuck?
They turn around and sit there and look at them, go like, you know what? You're the new boss of the yard. You're the new shot caller.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, I thought I was a badass because I shanked 4 people. But after seeing you, saying screw you to the BBC and not paying your taxes, you're the man.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that, dude. I didn't go that far.
Yeah, what are you, sick?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know what though? But man, what about streaming though, man? That is expensive as hell.
Hmm.
I remember the people, like, man, it's always a little bit of wonderment that YouTube is still free. You keep on waiting for that day for them to sit there and say, yeah, we're gonna start charging, we're gonna, on the level on different levels, Um, they
Right.
try that you keep waiting for that to happen. Man, that would be I think of all the of all this all the platforms like this, social media platforms like this, I do believe that YouTube would be the one that would cause the most outrage. I think you could do that to Facebook, and people would just sign off. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't care for X. I mean, millions have already left X, so they don't they're gone. But
Hmm.
I think well TikTok too, but I think YouTube would probably be the first one if you try to charge. I think you will see the most out people be most upset about that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that never happens. But in this day and age, you just can't be too sure.
Mm-hmm. You never
Uh,
know.
uh, YouTube took off Trump's main channel, and he complained about it, and basically was extorting Google to give him back his channel. So so he did. He's gonna say, I'm gonna go after you for this, and so they gave him like $9 million, and yeah, isn't that something else for all the hatred that he spewed? They removed it, and now he gets to have it back. Um,
And that's what you get when you have power.
yeah, that's true. So what are you working on your channel? You got anything? You got any new things coming up that I know you said you don't come on here a lot, but do you have any? I know you said do some watch-alongs or whatnot. Is that something you do every month now, like once or twice a
Uh,
month on certain days? Or
Not every month, but once in a while. Once we get it going, because it takes a lot of time to plan, because it's a big thing. So me and these group of people, we all pick like 3 movies each, and then I put them in a thing, and then 3 movies from one. You know, I pick 3 movies, one, and no repeats from each person, but so we get like, we end up picking 3 out of those by random, and then we end up watching them. We started with 4 because my friend John's like, let's do 4, but that was too much, so now we do 3.
mm,
And they're
okay,
like to certain themes and stuff. Like we did Giallos, we did like extreme kind of grindhouse type movies, and then we did the last one we did was like low budget movies. We did a movie from Corman, we did a movie from William Castle, and we did a movie from I forget his name, but there was other something Bird Eye Gordon or something.
okay.
Yeah, that guy.
Man, William Castle. I did a review on a William
Hmm.
Castle, and that guy was so much more a genius than we
He's
give him
great.
credit for. He really truly was. And I think it blows people's minds when you find out that oh, Jen reached 100. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. So
Nice.
she'll be tickled when she comes back home. And she's got to 100. That's amazing. Thank you guys so much. Hey Charles. Um uh, uh you who Letterboxd. Do you use Letterboxd too?
Oh, me?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I'm asking.
I use Letterbox.
Okay, because I was gonna say Charles says he does Letterboxd a lot. I'm trying to. I have a pretty extensive Letterbox. I try to put everything in categories. Um, I was actually gonna try to use IMDb for my TV shows, but IMDb, man, it's so buggy.
Uh,
It's so glitchy. It's always buggy and glitchy. I just started it.
uh, Serialized is like Letterbox for TV shows. It's not perfect, but I do use Serialized for that.
Okay, maybe you can send me the link to that.
Yeah,
Just drop
yeah.
off in the
'Cause
comment.
if I find a way, um,
I'm just blown away you knew who Columbo was, because I thought you'd be way too young to know who Columbo was.
I mean, I've seen a bit of him on TV growing up. I'm not like an expert. I haven't seen every episode, but I like the character. I like how he's kind of like he comes off as this bumbling guy who's always talking about his wife, but he's actually using that to
Yeah,
throw them off their game and wear them down.
yeah,
I like that.
he's definitely one of the sharpest detectives. Um, I'm not sure what I'm doing Sunday. I'm just spitting this out. I'm not sure what will happen, but I think I'm gonna probably do an episode of Cracker. I'm thinking about doing that. Uh, yes, I have a letterbox. I will drop the link. You guys can come over and check it out. It's sort of incomplete. You guys can see all the movies that I get. I watch the year. I do what I get from the library. I found out before um, with the letterbox, if the more you put down on your list, like if you keep a list, once you hit like
Hmm.
1,000, once you hit 1,000, it becomes very sluggish, very sluggish. It's hard to, it takes time for it to upload. So if you do just 500 up to 500 lists, it works pretty good. But I did one where
Hmm.
I had like 1,500. Oh my God, it was frustrating watching it trying to load up because it was so much. So I said, well, for
Right.
now on, for now I'll just do 500. So the ones currently you'll see there, um, those are only the ones that I've gotten from the library, the
Oh.
DVDs and the Blu-rays. Those are only ones from I gotten from the libraries. So you get an idea of how much I've gotten. Um, yeah, it's I see that and like the list is like you look at it and go like, oh, one list has 400 something, one has 300 something. That's not too much. Yeah, but if you put them together, it's like 700, and out of that, 99% of that's come from my library. So it's like it's just absolutely insanity, including my 5 seasons of Columbo. Um, yeah, Charles has been doing he's been reviewing Tubi. Um, he also went to Wixom he went to visit his library. I told my group, Charles, at my library group yesterday. I told them about you going out to Wixom and your adventures out there, and we were all talking about that, and it seems to be a consensus that everybody is seeing the same thing that you saw, uh, and I'm experienced. It's either one or three things. I think it's because it's drying up. If you guys have noticed, my library halls have I've gotten things from
Hmm.
the library, but before I was pulling out 10, 12, 15 movies, but now I'm pulling like five or six, and not very many library movies. So it's been getting really, really slow. And and the thing is, though, it's like the other resellers that come to my library, they tell me the same thing. They say it's slow everywhere. It's everywhere. It's slow. There's no media. There's no TV. Um, it's just really slow. Um, and we're trying to figure out why. And it's either they've donated everything they can. Um, they oh oh I see. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's see. I see why that didn't work. All right. I will. Yeah. I'll take that there, and I'll take this out of here. So there's my letterbox. Yeah, our library had that. It had that for a long time. Um, they were selling their CDs between 10 cents to 25 cents. Still nothing really. Then they try to give them away for free. Uh, that didn't really. That only worked out like once. One guy came by and just cleaned out the whole thing. Um, but the inventory built right back up, and he didn't come back. And so they quit selling CDs. Um, yeah, they don't sell CDs anymore. It's once in a great blue moon they might get a they might get a VHS tape, which actually sells. I told that lady that too. I said, if you carry VHS tapes, they will move. And so whenever they do get them in, they do get sold. But for a while they weren't until
Right.
people started hearing that people were collecting them, and then all of a sudden people wanted them again. Um, hey, Lady Valerie. All right.
Oh.
Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, we think it's because people have quit donating. Um, they donated all that they can. Two, they're keeping what they have, or three, um, they're selling them. They're selling them strictly online themselves. But as far as donations to like charity stores and to thrift stores, um, it's even the art sales, people are sitting there going like, yeah, there's not that much physical media at the yard sales. So I know Professor Macabre mentioned about his flea markets were slowly being, less and less people were selling physical media at the flea markets. So that's I don't know. I like to think that people are holding on to them. That would actually be the best. That'd be the best news. So, so we're doing this pop up here. We're doing this pop up here to help support our friends, the Newly Deads, whose link I'll drop in the chat. If you haven't subscribed to the Newly Deads, here they are, Joel and Laura. They also do a dollar theater version. They do a version of dollar theater called Dollar Drive-In, Dollar Store Drive-In. Anything under $5 or less that they haven't seen, they watch and review. They have over 150. I think they're up to 150 entries. I've listened to them. They're tremendous. The shows are great. They're like they do deep dives on a movie for about 30 minutes, and they're movies that we all love from the Dollar Tree. When you I was actually laughing because I'm thinking of all these movies that Charles and Dan and myself, we've Hobbs, we've watched and we review Mr. Bones, but they're still out there, and so they got a lot of really cool reviews out there. A lot of they even did the Robert series, Robert the Puppet. Like, who the hell ever heard of that? All I know, that was the one constant I saw at the Dollar Tree was Robert Unborn, Robert this, Robert. I'm like, what the hell is this? Um, and then of course our good friend Jen from Jen Reviews from the Grave. Um, she had her account hacked, so she had to start all
Mhm.
over again. So we're doing her as well. Um, we got one goal done. We got Gen to 100, so that's awesome. And it'd be great if we can get the Newly Deads to 270. They're at 268 right now. We might have more for Jen by now. We might. Let's see. No, she's still 100, and let's see where the Newly Deads. Yeah, you gotta check their playlist out for their dollar. All right, we're at 270 for the Newly Dead. So that's
Nice.
awesome. That's it. That's really great. We got 5 apiece from 5 apiece. Um, hey Nanette, how are you?
Oh.
Yeah, haven't seen you for a minute. Since your arm got hurt. So hopefully your arm is recovering. That would be good. Um, so yeah, and I have to sit there and tell you, I didn't get to say this before, but I'm really sorry about the Brewers, Lady Valerie. They're a much better team than what they showed. We know that, and yeah, no shame, no shame for a tremendous season. They'll be back next year. Um, yeah, and of course Toronto and Los Angeles. I gotta root for the Toronto. God, I never thought I'd say that, but oh, Nanoween. Oh, that's cute. Yes, and the Spooktacular, the Midnight Hour will be celebrating the Spooktacular this Thursday, tomorrow night. They will be hosting the Spooktacular. So over on Hobbs's channel, I'm not sure what time it will be, but all I know is there will be a Spooktacular happening. So he is the king of the Spooktacular, and then yeah, that's. I don't know what he's gonna do though. I don't know if they're doing trivia. I don't know if they're doing games. Um, they could be doing a watch party. Probably be Hocus Pocus. Uh, lots been happening. I lost access to your phone, and I didn't get it back till Friday. Okay. Oh, that's never good. And how's your arm doing? You hurt your arm, I think. I think that was it. You had surgery on your arm.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. People been going through some shit. Mike's. I
Yeah.
think Mike's DVDs and CDs reviews. I think he was back in the hospital. He had to have major elbow
Oh.
surgery. He posted a video up, and holy shit, man! His. I mean, that whole.
Hmm.
It looks like a shark bit it. It's like from here down to here, just completely bandaged up. And
Damn.
I think they had to go in there and repair ligament damage in there. I don't know how he did it. I don't think it was a rotator cuff injury because he had the whole arm done. But yeah, he's had a rough 6 months. Uh, and rotator cuff injury, man, that's a bad injury to get. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, uh, Nanoween, only Mighty Casey. Uh, let's see what else is coming on. Oh, how about the YouTuber Charles Stuckman? I think his name is. So he's a YouTuber,
Hmm.
and he was a film reviewer. I guess he got to be pretty popular, um, but he decided that he's gonna make a film, and the movie's called Shelby Oaks, and yeah, it's been sort of bumpy as far as reviews go. People were sort of like, "Mm,
Right.
yeah." They the reviews I read though, no one's. I haven't seen a I haven't seen a outstanding review yet. I've heard some that sit there going like, it's okay, nothing special. It's like, yeah. I mean, how many times did you write that as a reviewer? Yeah, nothing special. I'll show you my nothing special. Um, I'm not sure if it's going to get a physical release. That's probably the one question I've asked him is, are you going to get a physical release? Hopefully,
Shelby Oaks.
yeah, hopefully it will. Hopefully he'll get a chance for it to get released on physical media. Okay. Uh, yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, that's what we call everything that Hops puts out during October. We call it the Spectacular. Yeah, yeah. Well, you can also go Echoing. I like the Spectacular. That's my favorite for Hobbs. It comes out with the Spectacular.
That's a pretty good name.
It is a good name. I think it's great. I think it's great. I told him he should have copyrighted that, but I think other people have used it. But I just consider his to be the official one. All right. Uh, We still got 5 people watching us, Trenchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we reached our goal. We reached our push goal. So we got the Newly Deads up to 270, and we got Jen up to 100. That's outstanding. I'm totally tickled. This is a success. Up against Frankenstein. Yeah. Frankenstein's only going to be in selected theaters, but Del Toro said that it'll be expanding. I mean, I like Del Toro, I really do, but honest to God, why another fucking Frankenstein movie? Seriously, there's no reason for one. I just don't get it.
I mean, those are just, there's certain movies that are never gonna end. We're always gonna get a Dracula and a Frankenstein. That's just, it's always gonna happen.
But they've been done to death. It's like, wow, can't you like, I tell you what I really like. I'll tell you what I really liked, what I thought was the original Frankenstein movie. And that was I, Frankenstein with Aaron Eckhart and Miranda Otto. Fucking love that.
I gotta see that one again because I wasn't really big on it, but I'll give that one another chance.
I loved it. I thought it was great. Thought it was freaking great. Jai Courtney, Miranda Otto, and God, honestly, I'm trying to see if Bill Nighy was in that, because it seems like Bill Nighy's in every single fucking werewolf or Wolfman movie or anything. But all I know is I thought I, Frankenstein was really cool. I think that was really good, and my favorite Frankenstein, honestly, was Van Helsing.
Oh yeah,
yes, the Frankenstein monster in that movie, dude. The first time I saw it, man, when Van Helsing screaming at him, "I'll find you. I'm coming for you." Man, I lost it. I lost my shit in the theater. I was like, man, that's moving as hell. That guy Shirler Hemsley. He played him on theater. He's a theater actor, and he played Frankenstein before. And man, absolutely the best performance. I mean, his Frankenstein is the most human of all. Let's see. Oh yeah, no problem, Nanette. Are you gonna go check it out, Charles? Shelby Oaks. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it got a wide release or not. I do know that Tubi got released. They released R.L. Stine's version of Pumpkinhead. They released that straight to Tubi.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll probably check that out. But I read about that too. I read that on Dread Central that was coming out straight to Tubi.
Yeah, it's not a remake of Pumpkinhead. It's just like
No.
it's just another movie called Pumpkinhead.
Right. I tell you, the trailer that caught my attention was the one for Send Help. Holy shit!
That
It's
looks
like
cool.
Misery. Yeah, it looks like Misery on an Island. But I'm down for that, especially if it's Rachel McAdams. What a great role for her to take, because she's always played a nice girl. But man, we were talking about that earlier, about Alison Brie. But Rachel McAdams is like that too. She's always been in all these, and same thing with Amy Adams. She's always, though she was a bit of a villainous in American Hustle, but most of the roles she always plays are always good girls. And and same thing with Rachel McAdams, and yet here she is doing Send Help, and she looks absolutely deranged. She looks crazier than batshit.
Yeah, I like the idea of like this boss is like bullying this woman, and then they get trapped on an island, and the woman's like, "Well, I could kill you, like I could kill you." That
the scene where she walks up there and she throws the hog head down, the boar head, she throws it down there. It's like I'm thinking, boy, that would probably be that would probably be the time for me to just shut the hell up. Um, it says I wasn't big on that new Pumpkinhead, but probably for kids. Yeah, I think that was just mainly for kids. And Charles is going to go see both Frankenstein and Shelby Oaks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll get good reviews from Charles for that.
Yeah, he does
Yeah,
good reviews on Letterbox too. I like reading his Letterbox reviews.
I got to do more of those. I got to get into more Letterbox. I definitely do.
Yeah, like
Um,
I'll do reviews on YouTube once in a while. I'll probably start doing it again, but like I don't know, it's just easier like just to go on Letterbox and write a little review. It's just I don't know. Not as in depth, but it's just easier, I guess.
so there's this guy who's Eric was here. He probably started laughing at this. So there's this guy. I won't even. God, I won't even give him his name because it's not worth it. But he had a
Mm.
little claim to fame. He wrote 4 Friday the 13th novels for youth. And Jason, you guys talk about Jason Goes to Hell. Well, you would really hate all of his books because um, it's only Jason's mask. Jason Mask gets travels from book to book. It's not Jason. It's just his mask.
Jesus.
So yeah,
What the fuck?
if you ever want to go down a true rabbit hole, go follow Eric from Hey Internet. It's Eric, and oh my God, it's just this is why Eric, but Eric's my hero for this because this guy who does this, he's a he's probably the most vicious person I've seen online. I mean,
Mhm.
he was very vicious, but Eric took him outside and took him to the woodshed and took care of business, and still is actually. Um, but anyway, this guy he thinks that he's some sort of a celebrity. He's not. He thinks
Mhm.
he's some sort of writer. He's not. He is a plagiarist though, and he openly admitted stealing somebody's idea for one of his books. Um, that got him. That got him. He was at a publishing company. That got him kicked out. Eric was responsible for that for him saying he was plagiarizing somebody's work. But he says that he's a professional writer. He's not. But I've been seeing him. He's been doing some reviews. I really thought, okay, I was curious, like, okay, I'll go over there and check him out. He's a writer. He says he's a writer. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, there was more dialogue in a comic strip than his reviews. His reviews might as well have been, I watched whatever movie. I watched it was good. The end. I watched this movie. It wasn't that good. The end. That's basically it. I mean, no structure, no in depth, no deep dive, no reason why you liked it or disliked it. It was just like it was okay. I liked it. I was
Yeah.
like, whenever I get self doubt about my reviewing style, because I think my reviewing style sucks. Um, I know it doesn't suck as bad as that.
Yeah,
Um,
because sometimes I'll just write little short blurbs like that, and sometimes I'll do like longer reviews. I'm not saying I'm the greatest at reviewing, but like
mm-mm.
especially my video reviews, I won't say I'm great at them, but I at least say what I like and what I don't like usually.
Charles is really good at that, and so is Mighty Casey.
Yes.
They're both really good. Eddie Casey, he always makes me laugh. His reviews, I mean, they always bring a smile to me because they're just done in such a cool way, and they're done in under 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes. And here I am, I'm going like I look at my shit, and it's like, man, I spent 25 minutes talking about this movie. Who in the hell's gonna watch
Hmm.
that? It's like 25 minutes. I just sit there and say, well, I hope my friends will watch it at least. And I and the thing is though, sometimes like for the Columbo one, I actually put a question, like I find myself going like, oh, well, who's watching this? Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll start putting some questions at the end of the video. I'll know if people are watching it or not because they'll answer the question.
Yeah.
I Cheryl is really good at that. Cheryl will watch the shit from top to finish. I don't mean for my reviews to go that deep. I don't, but I just feel like I just have something to say, and so I want to talk a little bit
Yeah.
about it. And so yeah, your reviews are great, Casey, and Charles is also very sharp too. And him and I do have one phrase that we do use, and that's "Hey kids." I do that. I use that a lot too. I'll say,
Mhm.
check out this movie, kids. It's like I use that term a lot too. I think it's fun, and Charles does that as well. But yeah, and the thing is though, is if you ask for feedback, like how can I make my videos better? How can I? It's so weird when you ask that among tubers, you rarely get any answers back.
Yeah.
I've asked several times, like, how can I improve? I had one lady who I interviewed with. One of her friends came over and on her YouTube page and said, I sort of wish, and I said this the other week. I shared this the other week, but I'll share it here. The lady came over to the person I interviewed and said that I wish that Patrick would have let you talk more. You
Mhm.
know, and I was like, so, and I thanked her for that. I said, thank you for sharing that, because that's the only way I can improve myself. But it's hard. I don't, and the thing is, people don't really ever ask that. Like, what do you think of my channel? What do you think of my style? You know, Nobody really asks, so nobody really gets any feedback from each other. I don't know if they feel like, well, if I say something, he'll not like it, and then he'll be mad at me. Not at all. I mean, by all means, especially my review style. I tend to.
Mhm.
I don't know how to do a non-spoiler. Uh, you
It's
know, uh,
hard.
it is
It's
really
hard.
hard for me. I don't go. I mean, I try to stop it from going to the very end. I'll leave it sort of try to leave it openish, but it's freaking hard for me to do a movie and not go all the way. Um,
Yeah, especially when you're talking about like if there's a movie with certain themes that resonate with you and you want to talk about those themes, it's a little hard to do that without spoiling the film.
I reviewed the Coffee Table, and I've been talking about that movie for quite a bit. Or the
Mhm.
movie, or the my number one horror film I've seen this year, No Tears in Hell. I
Mm.
felt like the same thing as I did last year when I reviewed the Coffee Table. I felt I had to put a disclaimer on it for my review. I just
Mhm.
did not want anybody to walk into that and be appalled, like Jesus Christ, um, like I've seen that before where it's like people, sit there and say, go watch this movie, and they're sitting there snickering because they're laughing because they know what's going to happen, and then
Yeah.
it comes out, and the person who's watching it gets upset. Like for the Coffee Table, I was right away. I was sitting there saying, "This is not going to be for everybody. This is not going to be for
Mhm.
everybody." I mean, I liked the movie. I thought it was my number one movie of last year, but it's not a movie that I rush out to see again. Not
Mhm.
because of the same thing with No Tears in Hell. It's a great movie. If you're a horror fan, you're gonna love that movie. You're gonna absolutely love it. You're gonna be like, wow. Um, at the same time, it's so violent. It's so brutal,
Uh,
and it's just like it's gross. It's gruesome,
uh,
and I just feel like it's a great movie, but not for everybody. It's
Mhm.
like I just want to put that out there. So if you watch it and come back there and say to me, "What the fuck?" I can sit there and say, "I
Mhm.
told you." I told you what it was. Um, let's see.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because there's one movie in particular that nobody warns people about, and it is a classic film. But I'm like, dude, you got to give people a warning before going into this movie, and that's Old Boy. And look, I love Old Boy. Old Boy is a classic. But everybody's like, yeah, they just talk about they're like, yeah, it's a classic film, has one of the best fight scenes put the film. True, but it's like you gotta warn people. You gotta be like, "Hey, this movie's kind of fucked up," because it is, man.
Mhm.
Great movie, but you gotta warn a motherfucker. You can't just. But nobody does. They're just like, "It's amazing." Which yes, it is. But Jesus, we gotta tell people this is not a
Yeah,
normal movie.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I think that there's a movie out there that really is extreme horror. I do think a reviewer has a bit of a responsibility, especially on a platform like this where anybody can read it. Um, you have a responsibility to at least warn your readers that this movie is it's not for you. It's not going to be for everybody. Like I said for the coffee table, I said any parent, be careful. Be very careful when you watch this movie,
Hmm.
because it's gonna upset you greatly. Um, uh, uh, and this, same thing with No Tears in Hell. It's like it's 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 sort of like I tell you, the first time when I found my limit about horror, when I was 18 years old, and I watched all the movies up to that point, all the slasher movies, and then I saw I Spit on Your Grave, and
Mm-hmm.
I came out of there and I said I found my limit. It's like I can't do a movie like that. I've only seen it the one time. I've never watched it again, ever, not
Yeah.
once, not clips. That movie was just maybe if they had spent as equal time with the bad guys experiencing that for 40 minutes, maybe I could handle that. And that's really just, but it's like 40 minutes of an assault, and you
Yeah.
just come out of that and you feel like you want to hit to the nearest fucking shower and stay there for a week. It's so
Hmm.
terrible. And my mom used to sit there and like we watch horror films, and my brothers always want to watch them too, and I was like, and then she says, well, I'll leave it up to you if you think they'll be too scared or not. And I came out of watching that movie and said, what do you think? I'm thinking that we're not watching that movie. That's what I think. We're not watching that. I
Yeah.
know we're not doing that. No. Um, and even when I heard Camille Keaton interviews talk, and she was she's very energetic, and I mean, she seems like
Mhm.
you want to talk to her about it, she'd probably be down with that. But the thing is, though, it's like I would love to talk to Camille Keaton, but I'll tell you one thing, I sure as shit wouldn't talk to her about that movie. I wouldn't even want to bring it up. I want to talk about anything but that. Um, and I wish that someone had warned me about it. But now it's like
Yeah.
that movie still holds up too. Let me tell you what, as
Oh,
far as violence goes, that movie could have been released yesterday, instead of 50 years ago, wherever it was, and it still holds its power. And it does. It's still
it,
a
it
movie, shocking movie.
yeah, it is a great movie. It's a very disturbing movie, but there are reasons for that. But yeah, it's really fucked up. It's hard to watch, but it is a great movie. I do enjoy that movie, but I do understand like not wanting to watch that one again. And I do try to give warnings. Sometimes I forget because I'm like, I like fucked up movies, so sometimes I forget. But I do try to be like, yeah, no, especially when talking about movies, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll write that down. I'll be like, oh, by the way, it's kind of messed up, just warning you, like that's a messed up movie. Like we were talking
Yeah.
about Miss 45, and sometimes I forget because I love that movie, but I sometimes I forget. I'm talking to a person and they're like, oh, what's the movie about? I'm like, oh yeah, in the beginning of this movie, this woman gets raped like twice, and I'm like, oh yeah, I should really like realize what because sometimes when you love a movie, you forget. It's kind of
Right.
crazy. You know what I mean? Because there's more to that movie. She becomes like a vigilante slash serial killer and stuff. It's a really good movie, but it's like, damn, when you're explaining it to someone, the person's like, whoa, and I'm like, oh yeah, it is. It is pretty out. It's pretty crazy.
Well, it was funny because it's like we watched on the IFC Midnights. We watched this movie called The Den,
Hmm.
Man, the Den was brutal. It's a brutal movie. I mean, it's
Oh
bleak.
shit.
Yeah. But what's really cool about it was I saw this movie right afterwards called Bound to Vengeance. And I
Ooh.
sit there and say, yeah, you could watch that you can watch that The Den. But man, if you come out of that movie and you're feeling like, man, you feel sort of helpless when you watch a movie
Hmm.
like that, how it ends. You feel like that, like, you know, you want justice for that person because they didn't deserve what they happened to them. But then you get a movie
Hmm.
like Bound to Vengeance that answers all your prayers. It's a badass movie, and it is. It's also one that you sit there and say, it's a kick ass, it's all hell, and you're joyful about it. But at the same time, you got to sit there and like, yeah, that movie did not end too well for some certain people. I mean, it's a really dark ending. It's like, holy shit. Um, but at the same time, you're excited for it. Like, with I Spit on Your Grave, you're going like, holy, you're going like
Hmm.
this, and then Bound to Vengeance, you're going like, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because you get to see justice coming, and I think it helps. I think it does help the movie going experience because look, we watched all the Friday the 13th and Halloween, and we're all waiting for, as much as we love the villains, we're waiting for them to get served. You know, you know, it's that's why those movies, certain movies, where Michael or Jason or Pinhead, or they all, at the end of the movie, they all get what's coming to them. And I do believe that most of those movies with that kind of ending, they always seem to do a little bit better because we all love Michael, we all love Jason, but we also love seeing them get their ass kicked.
Hmm.
And I think that is, that's part of what it is. It's like, if you just sit there and show them killing 20 kids every movie without suffering for it, I don't think they would last as long as they have as far as horror icons, because it's like, wow, I'm gonna go watch 20 kids get killed on camera and nothing's gonna be done about it. Yeah, I'm already depressed enough as it is in my real life. I don't want to have to come here and see this, you know, over and over and over. Um,
Yeah.
so sometimes it happens, Freddy versus Jason, but it's played for comedy effect.
Hmm.
Both those guys got, they both got wiped out. Um, and you're okay with it. Um, but to leave an ending where nothing happens to whoever, to the evildoer, I don't know. I don't think people are into that too much.
I mean, it can work sometimes. I don't mind movies where the villain wins, but I will agree with you on the like. I do love it when, because obviously people talk about the final girl or the survivor of horror. We love seeing survivors survive, especially in slashers. Now there's some slashers I like where everybody dies, and I like those too. But it's cool to see, like, Nancy turning her back on Freddy and being like, I don't believe in you, and he disappears, or the girl in the one Friday the 13th where she has Carrie's powers and starts whooping his ass, and we've never seen
Yeah,
that happen to Jason. We've never seen Jason get his ass whooped before,
not
so
like
that was
that.
pretty cool. Yeah, not like that, like overpowered. Like
Yeah,
he's kind of
that
like
was
his
a really
victims.
that really was a cool story. I really, if you think about that, and that's probably one of the reasons why I love Jason X so much, because
Ooh.
the first round, KM14 just absolutely fucking annihilates him. I mean, annihilates him on a one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
And I it's like, hell yeah, that's sexy as hell.
Dude, I
Uh,
love
you know,
Jason X. I know people
uh,
shit on it. I love that movie with the and he becomes the Jasonator. I know people
oh,
call it
the
Uber
Uber
Jason. I call it
Jason,
the Jasonator.
dude, that Uber Jason was badass. It was just,
Yeah.
and she goes up there and tries to fight him, and she turns and says, "You might want to run." It was like, yeah, I was thinking about that like 5 minutes ago. But yeah, that was cool as hell. I dig that. That was fun. Like the movie Christie. it had that same sort of ending as Miss 45, and the fact that at the end of it, she, you know,
Hmm.
her character Julie, she goes out there and she starts hunting these killers down, uh, and and she said she turns to the camera and says her name is Christy, and because that's what they're killing. They're killing all these all these college girls and whatever, and they're putting K's on them, and that's what they called them all Christies. So they were killing anybody who they thought was a Christie. So when this girl turns the tables and kills her assailants, she finds out that this is going on all across the country, and so she turns vigilante and she starts killing them. It was like,
That's
hell
cool.
yeah, sign me up for that. I call it the spiritual sequel to Bound of Vengeance. Um, Bound of Vengeance though was a hell of a lot more graphic though.
Yeah,
Hell
I'd
of a lot
never
more
heard
graphic.
of that one.
Man, it's so good. Nobody has really, but that's such a great movie. It's one of the favorites that we reviewed on the ISC show. It definitely it definitely is up there from. I think it's probably in my top three as far as the movies I've contributed to. Behind
Hmm.
Swallow and between after Swallow and Hunter x Hunter. Oh, fucking Hunter x Hunter is a mind fuck. That's a brilliant movie, and that ending of that movie is. But I don't tell anybody about that one. I don't. I won't put out a. I won't put out a disclaimer. I want them to see it. I wa- and in fact, the Shelby Oaks, Charles Shelby Oaks, the leading lady in that is Camille Sullivan, and she was the leading lady in Hunter x Hunter. That's why I want to see. That's why I'm hoping it's for a film release, a home release, because I will watch. I would watch Camille Sullivan. Read the newspaper. She's brilliant. She's really good. Uh, she got her start off doing those cheesy sci-fi movies, but the caliber of movie that she's been doing has gone up, and Hunter x Hunter is that's her best movie so far.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one either.
Oh, it's so good, man. That's a brilliant one. In fact, we did that one twice on the ISC show because the first time they did it, I didn't have a copy, and so this when I got a copy um, I asked if we could do it again, and and they said yes. So we went back and we did the cover Hunter x Hunter all over again. So that's twice. Yes, yes, yeah. I had to. Man, I was obsessed with that one. It was funny too because I got that was like it was the only copy left at Best Buy. I went up there to Best Buy to see, to check out their videos after I went to an eye doctor appointment, and I went over there and I just wanted to see what was in there, and that's when I found out Best Buy was selling Criterion, which I didn't know they were doing at the time. Um, and then I turned the corner, the last little section, they had movies, and there it was right there, Hunter x Hunter, and I'm like, oh hell yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that Shelby Oaks is decent. I mean, I'm not expecting a miracle because what, like I said, what I mean, what filmmaker hits a home run the first time out? It doesn't happen very often.
Hmm.
No, no. Has there ever been a movie where you just had just like just no, and you just walk off, you just leave it or turn it off, like it's just so bad?
Um, there's movies I wanted to turn off. Like, I do try to finish movies all the way through, but there's some, like, there's one I had to stop watching because of things, but I didn't. I do want to return to it, but I'm also, like, hesitant because I wasn't really feeling it. And that was, and it sucks because I wanted to like it because, Claude Rains is in it. I like Claude Rains, but it's like the Phantom of the Opera he did. I wasn't feeling that movie.
Mm. Have you ever seen Phantom of the Paradise?
No, but I want to. That looks insane in the best
That
way.
yes, yes. It's definitely ties for Brian De Palma. I like that movie and I like Blowout. Those are my two favorite De Palma movies. Um,
Oh shit! I gotta see
I, I,
Blowout too.
Blowout is a man. That's a. I remember how I was blown away by it because without giving anything away, but there's a character in there, um, and it was played by John Lithgow, and up to that point, everything I've seen about from Charles Lithgow had always been he's been just a great, good guy. Never seen him as a villain before. Yeah, he is scary as hell. He is scary as hell.
In what
Um,
movie?
Blowout. He was the main bad guy in Blowout. Stunned because
Oh,
all that time because I had seen him before in a couple other things, but the one movie I remember really seeing him on and that really got him going was The World According to Garp, and he played the transgendered nurse, and just a brilliant performance and great movie. But he was the bad guy in Blowout. That
you're
Phantom of
saying
the
John
Opera.
Lithgow, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was him. He's done ever since
Hmm.
then. I mean, he did he's done comedy. He did the, Third Rock from the Sun, and he's done a lot of the
Hmm.
comedy. But like he popped up as a killer in Dexter. He was one of the killers of Dexter.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like holy, you just don't see him as that. He's just an everyday guy. He's sort of like that math teacher I told you
Oh.
about earlier. I mean, it's the
Hmm.
last person you would pick in a lineup. You look at, put 100 people in there, and you're picking him last because you don't see him actually doing that. What that must what makes it work is because he's the last person you would suspect.
Have you
Is that
seen
Phantom?
Raising Cain?
No, isn't that where he plays twins?
He plays a person who has split personality, kind of. You just gotta watch it. It's Brian De Palma too, so
Okay,
it's an interesting film. I won't say it's perfect, but it's interesting. I do like it.
yeah, De Palma, he's one of those directors that, for one thing, he's sort of like we're always talking about M. Night Shyamalan, right? You're always talking about, oh yeah, here comes the M. Night Shyamalan movies. We're gonna wait for the twist. There's always gonna be a twist,
Hmm.
Yeah, we don't know, but that's the only thing we think of is like, oh, it's gonna be a twist. And I think with Brian De Palma, I think that's what happens with him is that everybody expects him to do one long shot every movie. You know,
Hmm.
it's just one long take. Like the Untouchables. You know,
Hmm.
and uh, he feels like he has to do that. It's my signature. And he did it in Phantom of the Paradise too. He did the same thing. Um, let's see, that Phantom of the Opera wasn't directed as a horror film. It didn't work with me. Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a drama almost. I will finish it to give it a fair shot, but yeah, I was feeling the same way because I was going through the Universal Monster box set, Charles, and that one's like in there, and I got to that one, and it's in color, and it's like a drama, and they're trying to make him sympathetic, but he's also kind of creepy, and he's not really that sympathetic. I don't know. I didn't. I'll give it a second chance, but eh.
Was that the Universal box set? Was that the one with 30 movies in it?
I think it's like 30, yeah. It's got a
Oh
lot. It
man.
doesn't have every single it has all the main ones in there. It doesn't have like a couple older ones, I guess, but it has like the main, it has a lot of the sequels and stuff, and it's got
I
some
think
Abbott Costello in there.
right. I think the official Universal Monsters, I think there was like 37 movies made, but the box set, I know there's some of the box set. They sold two. They sold one with 15 movies and they sold one with 30. I got the Dracula one. I found the Dracula one. I found it twice. I was blessed because I found it the first time at the library, and I got really excited. It was all Dracula, and I got really excited. But then when I went and looked at it, it looked like someone had used it for for as a DJ. It was just scratched to shit. And
Oh
so,
shit.
yeah, I was really bummed out because it's like you don't see that very often. And then a little while later, it came through again, and I got it, and it was in mint condition. And in fact, that's where I reviewed my Dracula from. Uh, so
Nice.
Charles says your favorite Phantom movie is the Hammer version. Um, yeah, can't go wrong with Hammer. Yeah, again, I always think Al Ducard for Al Ducard, where he did his Titans of Terror, and he did Ingrid Pitt. I didn't know who Ingrid Pitt was, and then he says, "Well, yeah, you got to see her in the Vampire Lovers," and then you watch the Vampire Lovers, you're going like, "Oh my stars!"
I gotta see more Hammer. I've only seen a little
You
bit.
gotta see more. You gotta see more lesbian. Ingrid Pitt was holy. It's just like holy crow. That girl was just she's just stunning. She's just a beautiful girl. Um, yes, Charles saying yes, sir. Hell yeah, I'm right. Um, yesterday we were talking about talking movies with Sean and Jim and Kenny. They were talking about horror franchises, and I brought up says, yeah, we need more Puppet Masters, and so they started talking about Puppet Masters, and like which one
Ooh.
was their favorite. And I said, man, the second one is my favorite. It always will be my favorite. But it's one of sadness because there was a girl in that movie that would have been such a perfect screen queen, and she should have been a big star. I mean, she really should have been a big star. She had everything. She had everything you wanted in a screen queen. Good screen, um, not afraid to go, to go a little naughty, a little sassy, but never happened because after I saw it, I'm like, okay, so what else has she done? And it's like barely anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking, why didn't she become like, like famous? Because she was like, you know, I mean, we made Danielle Harris famous, we made Heather Langenkamp famous, but how come we couldn't make Charlie Spradling's famous? Because she's like Ingrid Pitt. That's when I saw Ingrid Pitt. That's the first thing I thought of. When like, man, she reminds me of Charlie Spradling. I mean, she's just the perfect prototype.
Yeah.
But
I. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
you would love Phantom of the Paradise. Hell yes,
Oh,
you would be.
probably.
Yes, yeah, you'd be all over that. And then of course Jessica Harper, who was the main actress in that, she went on to do. I'm not sure what movie she's more well known for, honest to God. I'm not sure if she's more well known for Phantom of the Paradise or for Suspiria. I dare say she's probably more well known for Suspiria than she is for Phantom of the Paradise.
Probably Suspiria.
hmm I see Suspiria talked about way more than Phantom of the Paradise.
Yeah, I've seen
But Phantom,
Suspiria. I've never seen Phantom of the Paradise.
Phantom of the Paradise is great. It's a great movie. So much fun. Um, and honestly, it's like I always when I was watching it, I always felt like it was like my first time seeing a superhero movie because he has a mask on, he has a cape on, he's
Mm-hmm.
got he's taking care of business. He looked badass, and it's a play off of Phantom of the Paradise, of the Phantom of the Opera, but man, it's and the Faust, and it is brilliant. It's so much fun, and the music's really popping, and it's just all around. It's just a great movie. And the cinematography is just phenomenal, phenomenal cinematography. Uh, I did too, Charles. I actually went and saw that when it came out at the theaters too. I was just a runt. I think that came out in 76, 77. Yeah, that was. I remember just watching and going like, man, that guy's like a superhero because he's got the mask on and everything. I was like, wow, that's so cool. Does he fly? And then again, and who they picked as a villain. Again, we're going back to the villain part. And in the Phantom of the Paradise, it's Paul Williams. Now, Paul Williams at that time, he was like everywhere. He was a prolific songwriter, but he's only like 5'2", 5'1", 5'2", and he was 1974. So I was just a peanut. Yeah, I was just a peanut. I was 10. Um, uh, uh, but yeah, Paul Williams. He wrote when Star is Born came out in 76 with Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson. He wrote the whole music to that movie. He was just he wrote a lot of hits for a lot of people, and then he dabbled in some acting. And if you ever watched Smokey and the Bandit, he was one of the two
Mhm.
brothers. He was the one of the two brothers that were challenging Bandit to deliver, do whatever he needed to do. He was the real small guy. That was Paul Williams.
Oh, okay.
And he was also in Planet of the Apes. He was also
Oh,
in the Planet of
nice.
the Apes. Yeah, so and at the time, again, it was like one of those things where the only thing I've ever seen him do was all good guy roles. And then he comes over and he plays Swan. And God, you still hear that sometimes. Swan. It's
Mhm.
awesome. Uh, and yeah, he plays Swan. And boy, when you get older and when we watched it in 74 and when I got older and when I got to the music business and everything else, the more I realized that Swan was pretty much dead on. He's a dead on character. It wasn't really much of a difference between what you saw in the theater and in real life. They're pretty
Right.
much the only thing and I'm not even discounting this, but it's like, yeah, but didn't he sell his soul? Yeah, that's pretty much like today too, kids. It's like,
Mhm.
they'll ask an A&R person, define, like if you get a chance, would you sell your soul to discover somebody like Taylor Swift? Oh, where do I sign at?
Yeah.
uh, yes, Garrett Graham will always be beef. Yeah, beef was beef was a hoot. Beef was a hoot. The whole music thing was a hoot. That was just it was just a joyful movie. It's badass as hell. And again, he had a long shot. De Palma, the long shot came toward the end of the movie, and he did it. And he had split screens, and he had the long shot. I mean, the cinematography, like I mentioned, it's brilliant. And that was his calling card. That's his calling card. After that, every movie he did had to have a one long shot. And even in Blowout, he did the same thing. He had one long shot, and then he had and same thing with Dress to Kill too. And he had a split screen, and it just became his tradition. Every time went and saw a Brian De Palma movie, you knew what you're going to get as far as cinematography goes. A little bit of a crapshoot for story wise because I like Snake Eyes, but Snake Eyes was awesome for the first maybe half hour of the movie, and after that, it just sort of struggled to the end. But the first half hour of that movie and he had the long shot in it, was really cool, real cool. And you could, in the way he filmed it, where he saw basically, it wasn't quite Matrix yet. It wasn't bullet time, the round and round. Though, God, now that I think about it, I wonder if I can't remember the last time I saw a modern De Palma movie because I know he's still with us. Um, he might have been retired. He might be retired, of course, but I'm trying to think if Brian De Palma did a movie after The Matrix because I'd like to see what he did with Bullet Time. Um,
He might
yeah,
have. I'm not too good with dates and stuff.
yeah, we're definitely lucky. I saw mine in a town called Laverne. We used to go over there to over this hill to the theater over there. That's where we saw it. That's where I saw Jaws too. Uh, but I never saw Phantom of the Paradise as a horror movie. So when I tell people my first horror movie that I saw was Grizzly, it is. I mean, I never saw Phantom of the Paradise as a horror movie. I still don't.
Yeah, I get that.
I, 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 I still look at it sort of like a. I mean, obviously it's supernatural, but it still, honestly, still has has a lot of superhero themes going through it. Now, Suspiria, yeah, that was a horror movie.
Yeah.
All right. I wonder where everybody's at today, Trenchy. Most of the time we
I'm
get
not
a.
sure.
I know most of the time we get a bigger crowd in the afternoon. Huh, that's yeah. I don't even see any of the UK people other than Matthew. Most of the time that Gareth always has a watch along going on at 4 o'clock, and I normally see a lot of the UK folks running around. But huh. Well, I tell you what, man. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. We've been here for a while. We made our goal. Our goal was, and thanks to you guys for doing that. Um,
Hmm.
we got Jen up to 100, and we got the Newly Deads up to 270. And this was a lot of fun. And yeah, Trenchy, man, this has been awesome, man.
Yeah.
We got to do this again soon.
Yeah. If I'm around, I'll come back again. Thanks for having me on. It was cool hanging out, and it was good to see Jen getting back on her feet and stuff. So it's good.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
for
that
doing
really,
that.
that really sucks. It's like, yeah, I'm glad I was glad able to do it. Um, Thanks to our chat, we did this for Marty too, man. We got Marty past 1,000. We did this for him. That was a lot of fun. I think we had to go. I think we had to get him like 15, and we got him. I think we got him 15. I have to go double check, but we did get him past his goal, and that was a lot of fun. But we'll do this with Jen too. This is not the only time we're going to do it for her because she had a lot of subs. So we'll be back and
Hmm.
we'll be back there and help her support her best we can. I want to thank everybody that came out. Of course, Charles and Mighty Casey and let's see, and who else came out? Lynette came out. Thank you for that. Lady Valerie came out. Thank you so much for that, Lady Valerie. Let's see, who else is here? Oh, James from the Friendly Men was here. Thank you for that. Matt from Pugwall 316, he was here. Hey, Internet, it's Eric is here. He's probably happy I didn't mention any sharks. Um, that was a good interview though that he did with Jewel Donayo. That was a good one. I didn't know who she was at all, and then I watched the interview and she was sassy. I liked her a lot. Um, let's see, and who else is here? Let's see, that might be it. Is that it? That's all I was telling. Oh, Mr. Dan was here. Mr. Dan was here, and
Hmm.
Mr. Dan was here, and Luke Ponto was here. Shout out to Luke and Dominic was here for a minute. Thank you so much for that, Dominic. If you get a chance, if you hear this, Dominic, you really need to look at that interview I did last night with Darren Davidson. He's a aspiring filmmaker. He wants to start making his own movies. And tell you what, you definitely will. You'll get an education by watching some of these interviews that I do. That's for sure. I know I do. Um, yeah. But thanks everybody else for coming out, and hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We'll be back here at 2 o'clock. Hopefully talking to Annabelle Schneibel. Keep my fingers crossed that she got my message. Otherwise, I am doomed. Uh, but we're supposed to talk to Annabelle tomorrow, and then we're supposed to talk to Mary Patel Gallagher as well. So keep your fingers crossed, and if not, I guess I'll see you Saturday night. um, Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for coming by. Peace.
Stay frosty.